the Bible. Is it hard to understand?
When it comes to reading the Bible, the first thing that comes to mind is the fact that this is the Word of God.
The seals have been broken, and the truth is here.
And when we go throughout the scriptures, when we go throughout extra biblical records, we find that the language that God employed, that He used to create the heavens and the earth, was the Hebrew language.
Christ said, I came for the lost sheep of the house of Israel. But yet no one, no religious leader, no religious church out there anywhere can now identify the 12 tribes of Israel. Can we? God is quite simple, but it seems as if man makes understanding Him hard.
What are those mysteries?
The truth of your book and the truth will make you free. The Hebrew and Bible Academy, you're invited. Lessons, let's go. Shalom.
The East is where we're from.
Blessings, blessings.
The 12 tribes of Israel. In 721 BC, the Assyrian king,
Blessings.
he took us down, we fell. With the great escape, we went through the Euphrates.
Hit that like button.
The Lord held the water still.
To a land where no
To a
mankind
land
dwelt.
where no mankind dwelt, we went. The 12 tribes of Israel. So we be Manasseh, the Cubans, Ephraim from Puerto Rico, and Valley from the Isles of Hawaii. The Lord is calling back Israel. Zebulon from Panama, Gad, the North American Indians.
Blessings, blessings.
Simeon, the Dominicans, the highest gathering in Israel. The Arabs and Africans told us at gunpoint to gather our wives and children, then sold us. In the belly of these great ships we traveled in fear.
Shalom,
By
shalom.
the rivers of Babylon we found our brothers here. Asher in Colombia, Reuben from Australia, Issachar, the Mexicans, a highest gathering is Judah, the Negroes, Benjamin, the West Indians, Levi, the Haitians, a highest gathering is
That's right, brothers and sisters. The Most High's gather in Israel. I'm Elder Rawchaa here live with Elder Lawya for our weekly podcast, broadcast, whatever you would like to call it. Blessings to my brothers and sisters throughout the four corners of the earth. And of course, we're under a shadow ban. So please like, share, and it doesn't cost you anything to subscribe. Subscribe to the channel. Blessings to my brothers and sisters throughout the four corners of the earth. Shalom, shalom, shalom. Yes, yes, yes. Of course, I would like to make a few announcements before jumping into our lesson, our broadcast. There's so much to talk about right now that's happening in the earth. Something's going on in Babylon and throughout the world. And I thought we would touch on all of it, if it be the Most High's will this evening. Y'all doing a great job with the lights as you come in. So here's the topic for this evening. AI, or the Most High God. Who do you fear? Will be our discussion for this evening. You can chime in. We're going to talk about it. There's some serious things going on in the earth right now. But before I do that, I'm going to jump right in. Let me bring in Elder Lawya. Bring in Elder Lawya. No sense in me, waiting for that. How you doing, Elder Lawya?
Shalom. I'm doing well, sir. How about yourself?
I'm doing well. You're prepared for the trip tomorrow?
Yes, indeed.
Okay, we're traveling back to my place of birth, Lake Charles, Louisiana. We'll be there this weekend, and the family there, they're rolling out the white carpet. They're rolling out the white carpet, and we will have a Sabbath class Friday night from the place of my birth, Lake Charles, Louisiana. And I hope you all are here to share in that class with us, with our brothers and sisters down south. I was born in Lake Charles, Louisiana, and wait till y'all hear that story. Eventually, I'll put it out there how I got from Lake Charles, Louisiana, a baby in a crib, to Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. It's going to blow y'all away when y'all hear this story. I'll probably tell people, I'll talk about it Friday as we go into the Sabbath lesson. So instead of a Saturday lesson, Elder Lawya, we're going to do a Friday night Sabbath lesson, right?
Gone.
It's been a long time since we did one of those, so it's going to be a blessing in of itself. How are you doing, sir?
I'm doing well. I can't complain at all. As you mentioned, getting ready for this trip. So all praise be to the Most High. We're going to have a blessed weekend.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Now, while we're here, I might as well make a few announcements before jumping into the class, right?
Yes, sir.
Let me get some water here. Let me make a few announcements before jumping into the class. Folks, I'm sorry we're a little tardy. Elder Lawya, I made a little steak dinner, and I wanted to get that out of the way. I don't want to be starving while broadcasting, and here you go. Sometimes I have to cut people short. Like, man, I got to eat. I got to eat sometimes, right? Between all the phone calls and everything. So I thought I would do a small dinner for my family tonight. So that I can rest tonight going into the trip we have going out to Louisiana, okay? First and foremost, brothers and sisters, I would like to say all praises be to the Most High, Ahaya, in the name of Yeshua. We thank you for your presence and your continual support for the church. I have a lot of announcements that I have to make, all right? First and foremost, Passover 2026. Passover 2026. That's right. Passover 2026. We are excited to share the Passover of 2026 will be held in Tulsa, Oklahoma, the home of Black Wall Street. Boy, that's going to be deep in of itself. The Most High have us come around full circle. A lot of y'all didn't know this, but those Trail of Tears, when the Israelites and the Seminoles went into Tulsa, the pastors knew that they were from the children of Israel, folks. And that history and more we're going to share to Jews, Gentiles, and Israelites alike. That's right, Passover 2026. We'd like to share that the Passover 2026 will be held in Oklahoma. Active baptized members can expect to receive all the necessary details from your local leader, elder or deacon, within the next week. Tulsa, Oklahoma, here we come. And yes, we're working on a praise music compilation. I'm working on that to premiere at the Passover. So, I usually have fun with the children. They like to see the hat and all that. But no, I'm going to be praising Christ with the choir this particular Passover. All praises. So I'm looking forward to that. Okay. All active baptized members can expect to receive all the necessary details within a week from the locales. If you're not currently with the church and we baptize you before that time, we will give you an announcement on how you can also purchase tickets. So don't worry about it. And again, usually whatever we get for the venue, really we cover the cost. So it's not as if we're upcharging all this money to make a profit. Usually through the Passover, whatever we put in is what it costs for the people to be there. And I thought you all should know that. Another thing, if we take in an offering for the Passover, which is one of the largest offerings we take in all year. Elder Lawya can tell you, we do not touch the offering. We donate the offering to the church. Okay? So a lot of people see what's being given and all that. Folks, they count it up, they put it in an offering, and usually offerings are supposed to go to the teachers. Know what we do? We give the offering back to the church. And it's important that, brothers and sisters, even though I shouldn't have to explain that, it's important that y'all understand, because there's so many evildoers out there and haters who would try to cast a negative light on this church. So they'll put out speculation to make people believe something contrary because they have dark eyes. But Elder Lawya will tell you, we have never taken any offering from the Passover. Every last bit goes back to the church. Thought y'all should know that. Right? Passover 2026, Tulsa, Oklahoma. Keep your ears to the ground. That's right. I believe it's going to be one of the blessed Passovers we've had thus far, coming around full circle. And it's at a time where the Most High is bringing the church together. And I'm talking about the leadership. We are as tight as we've ever been now. Okay? And the Most High is doing all of the work. He's doing all of the hedging. When it comes to those that are operating contrary, the Most High will move them. He'll move them out of the way. But as we come closer from one Passover to the next, the leadership and the people are drawing closer. All praises be to the Most High for that. I would like to also mention that last Sunday in the Hebrew and Bible Academy, let me put the Hebrew and Bible Academy up. Let me see here. Last Sunday in the Hebrew and Bible Academy, we had the privilege of conducting a once-in-a-lifetime interview with Damon Wilson, Lamont from Sanford & Son, during our last Sunday's Academy. I mean, it was just so, it was highly spiritual and very thought-provoking when it comes to our relationship with the Most High and his testimony. I mean, we were just listening to it, and the Most High is working with him, and we're doing everything we can. We're sending them herbs and everything, but it was a groundbreaking interview with Damon Wilson. He shared valuable insights, and he talked about a few things that's coming down the pipeline, what's to come. If you're interested in listening to that interview and haven't enrolled in the academy, or if you've enrolled in the academy and you're thinking twice about getting into part 2, I'm going to tell you, get that done. historytimes.org. If you haven't been in the academy You want the interview and all the prior lessons, we'll give them to you, but you got to hear those testimonies. It's something about the academy. We're uncensored. We can talk about things we can't normally talk here, being that there's certain guidelines here, but the academy allow us to give you the truth, the news, and the prophecies unfiltered. Okay? If you're interested in listening to this interview and haven't enrolled yet, please email us at goccacademy@gmail.com. That's goccacademy@gmail.com. I also want to make this announcement. Okay? Here's an official announcement when it comes to the Gathering of Christ Church getting land for the body. Okay? Getting land, finding land. Well, we are actively searching for land to host our Passover celebrations, holy days, farming initiatives, camping, and various other activities. Okay? Again, our own land so that we can do our own Passovers, where instead of giving the money to these people, it's staying in-house to support the work and the people within the body of Christ. So we are actively searching for land to host our Passover celebrations, holy days, farming initiatives, camping, and various other activities. So if anyone want to talk about land and all that, we're looking at land within the United States and outside of the United States. All right. So those initiatives come directly from the leadership of the church. There is no personal initiatives separate from what I'm laying out right here. Okay. If it didn't come from me, it's not happening. So again, we are doing this for the sake of the people understanding what's going to happen very soon. And when you hear this lesson tonight, you'll understand the urgency of why we need to begin to pivot that way. Okay, we've mentioned many days before that when things become urgent, where we have to discuss the next path in this ministry, that you'll hear it here first. Well, you're hearing it directly from me. We're getting land for the body of Christ that can sustain us within the church and beyond. As the spirit of austerity begins throughout the earth, our people will need help. We'll need land. We'll need food. Well, guess what? We're currently in search of that. Okay, so you can be confident. Okay, you have a lot of people out there saying all types of stuff. If something happened, hey, the elders, they're gonna be out of here. If these people, even though they're gone, thanks to Most High, these people are of the devil. They're of the devil. What they seek to do is shake your faith because they're shook. They're shook. So usually when people put out the spirit of fear, it's so that you can fund their fearful initiatives. So we're putting it out there right now. Everything comes from what we roll out. If you didn't hear it from us, it doesn't exist. And as we come into the spirit of austerity in the earth, more people are going to panic who don't have faith. On top of that, you're going to have a dog eat dog, crab in the barrel society. Scammers are going to be coming. They're going to be coming out from the seventh part of hell to try to scam to survive on those who had faith and did the work. Instead of them doing the work, no. What they did was they waited for an opportunity to exploit the work. And we're not having it. We gotta do this together. So they putting out, something happened, boy. I bet you he gonna be on a plane. Nah, brothers and sisters, I've been with you in this ministry, in this work from the beginning, and we're gonna finish. We're gonna finish together. All right. We are actively searching for land to host our Passover celebrations, holy days, and farming initiatives. So get your skills ready if you have farming skills. Camping and various other activities. We are exploring options in multiple states, and we will keep you updated once we have solid developments. You notice in this announcement, we didn't say, send us money for a building fund. Send us money for land. No, we don't do that. Unless we have something tangible, we're not going to put it out there. And if we have the money in the church already, why put it on the people? If so. If the money's in the church, we'll use the money in the church. So we're putting it out there. Don't let anybody try to scare you and make you believe, well, the elders ain't doing this and ain't doing that, because they got plans of grabbing you by your ankles and shaking you down until every shekel is done, then throw you back at us flat broke. That's what people are doing out there. I'm going to tell you that right now. So again, it's important that you know that we're in it for the long haul with you. And we're thinking about things and we're projecting and doing things that a lot of you don't even understand, not even thinking about right now. How can we know the prophecies that are written and not have measures in place according to God? That's a fool's errand. So just because we don't put things out there every day concerning the initiatives of the church, because 9 times out of 10, you have your own people trying to knock it down, it doesn't mean we aren't thinking forward, folks. And it's important that you all understand this. This is Christ's church. All right? Next, here's some very good news. I Am Royal Academy update for the children. We are thrilled. Okay, let me here it is right here. 1 second. Yep, there it is. 1 second. Okay, these are written down, but this computer's all over the place. So 1 second. Make this announcement here. Okay. I Am Royal Academy update. We are thrilled to announce that I Am Royal Academy for Children has received an incredible response from parents wishing to enroll their children. And we are now at full capacity with hundreds of students already registered. Okay? And that's from 1st grade to 12th grade. So we're enrolled out right now. We're at the peak, the maximum. Right? We are grateful to provide the opportunity at no cost to parents. Which means the church we footed the bill to launch a school. That's right. A school, private school for our children. And they can go into their state areas to take their SATs every quarter. See this? So the church footed the bill to get this off the ground. Not one parent had to pay a red cent. See? I Am Royal Academy update. We are thrilled to announce that I Am Royal Academy has received an incredible response from parents wishing to enroll their children. And we are now at full capacity with hundreds of students registered. We are grateful to provide this opportunity at no cost to the parents. We know how hard things are getting. The official start date for our online homeschool program is set for Monday, October 27th. October 27th. It's launched. Now, because the church had to foot the bill to get it off the ground, as we expand beyond the number of children we can actually teach right now, down the line, there will be a donation for families if they would like to donate to the nonprofit I Am Royal School, which can expand how much more we can do to facilitate more children later. It'll only be a voluntary basis on what people can give, and it will expand off what we already put in the church. In the school. Anything that's sent for the school at that time, and we'll make that announcement, will only be put into the school. Period. All right? Thought you would know that. You'll understand that. Our children need some righteous teaching. Okay, all this indoctrination and all this LGBTQ, sexual education, the radicalization of people, teaching children to disrespect their parents, you name it, we're throwing that garbage in the trash, that indoctrination that they call schools. Having to take medical procedures and all this stuff and get shots and all that just to learn. Utterly ridiculous. Okay? No more indoctrinations. No more radicalizations. Okay? We're done with it. Teaching people how to become activists in school. Listen, let children be children. Let children be children. So that's what these schools will allow. Our children to stay pure, learn the knowledge of the Almighty, and that's right, get their ABCs and 1, 2, 3s together. Right? Elder Lawya, now here's some good news. And then we can jump right in. The Gathering of Christ Church has been profoundly blessed with a generous, very generous donation. What's the donation? That's right. A sister donated a church to the Gathering of Christ Church so that we can teach the truth in Louisiana. Donated a church to the Gathering of Christ Church from the place I was born, Lake Charles. Check that out. Our hearts are filled with gratitude for this incredible gift. We extend our deepest thanks to the family who made this possible. Your selflessness and sacrifices in support of the Most High's mission with us through this church mean the world to us. We are truly grateful for your faith, your commitment to our community, God's people. Your kindness will have a lasting impact as we move forward together in this journey towards Zion. And you know what? That leaves me right here. Leaves me right here. Let me see. I got to play this real quick, Elder Lawya.
Yes, sir.
Freedom! Freedom!
Our kingdom come without observation. Oh, to take back everything that was stolen.
Raphael.
They treated God's chosen like we were nothing. But we will rise from the grave, we're born to go. Are you ready for the throne? Yeah.
Are you ready for the throne?
Kingdom built without hands, streets are paved with gold. My No more killing our Zion. Zion will be free. Freedom.
Freedom.
Freedom. By the rivers of Babylon we were taken. No food, no shelter, no peace in sight. They worked us day and night with no compensation. What led to the riches of today's generation? And they say we're worthless as they take from the hopeless. Are you ready for the throne? Yeah.
Are you ready for the throne?
Kingdom built without hands. Streets are paved with gold.
Come on, Israel, wake up.
Zion will live in harmony. No more killing our Zion. Zion will be free. Will be freedom. 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 Freedom.
We waking up.
Society, but we never gave up. Kept oppression toward our royalty to the shadow of death. You tried to kill us all, but we made it survive. Royal seas will endure just to see a demise. No more mercy, no more time, cause it's all right now. The ports of Babylon will soon see dropped. By the rivers of Babylon we were taken. No food, no shelter, no peace inside.
You don't know about this, Lawya. You don't know about that WAP we used to do back. We reversed that joint on you. Reverse it on you. You don't know what to do in Philadelphia, boy. Get those shoulders working on it. Get those shoulders going. Woo! That's why they, hey Lawya, that's why they be hating, boy. That's why they hate. Boy, they be hating. Freedom, baby. The children of Israel. You don't know about that, boy. We used to whop on them. You know? Freedom. Oh, freedom. Praise the Most High. I'll tell y'all after the broadcast how to download the song. We're going to make sure you have access to it. Raphael Tate, Freedom. We thank the family in Louisiana for donating the church. And guess what? You will not be disappointed. Zion will rise in Louisiana. We'll be there this weekend. Now, Elder Lawya, without any further ado, the announcements are out of the way. It's time to talk right now. It's time to talk right now. They talking about do the Reebok. Oh, you must be from... See, they came up with us, Elder Lawya. You gotta be at least from the late 80s, early 90s to understand what the Reebok was. You know what I mean?
Reebok, huh?
Oh yeah, you ain't know about that one?
Man, that's my first time ever hearing that one.
Oh, hey, listen, they just jogged my memory on that one. We had the Reebok, we had the WAP, we had Do the Rock. You know what I mean? We used to reverse that thing too. Watch out. And now the Most High have pulled it around full circle, man, and it's like he's bringing his family back together. Israel is standing, and you know what? I'm so glad we're starting this broadcast off on an upbeat, because there's so many things that are going on in the earth. If we get consumed with what's happening, we'll miss the blessings of the Most High that will be bestowed upon us once Jacob navigates through this trouble. And there's so many things we're going to show you today. If we didn't have the Most High, folks, let me tell you, this whole thing, life would just be miserable. Can you imagine with what's going on in the earth and have no direction concerning what's actually happening? Just living through life with no understanding to what this chaos is and how to navigate through it. But I digress. Elder Lawya, there's so many things going on in the earth right now. And we're going to sum these things up. All right. I'm going to make an announcement on the academy later, but Elder Lawya, first of all, let's show you, brothers and sisters, let's show you what's going on over there in let's show what's going on over there in Chicago right now. Look at this. Look at what's going on over in Chicago. Fair use for educational purposes only. Now, most people would think this would have something to do with our people, because of course we out there, we watching everything. But the majority of the people that are getting jammed up in this, that we're watching in here in Chicago, are these white, crazed out liberals. All right. So, you know, Trump and the military are giving them that work.
Herman, get back!
All right. Tear gas, war going on in the earth right now as we speak. Right? Now, I know people are asking, well, what's up with this title, AI or the Most High God? Who do you fear? Well, don't worry about it, brothers and sisters. You know before it's over, we bring it all together. Right? What does this have to do with AI and fear and all that? Don't worry about it. What I'm going to show you in a moment. What else is going on out there? Elder Lawya Rawchaa sent me this the other day. I told people years ago that it's going to come a time which is speaking on the streets, that whole dynamic is going to change. And a lot of brothers and sisters, brothers don't even know, even though I love the street speakings, you got to understand when it's time to pivot, when the dynamics have changed out there, especially if you're out there by yourself recording on a phone to be seen on YouTube. Okay? And I said that because for years, the powers that shouldn't be were seeking to engage Israelites who was changing the political landscape and waking people up. And I'm not saying it from a fearful situation, a scenario, right? That be afraid, and that's why don't be. Let me put it this way: some people may think, well, okay, you don't want to be outside because you are afraid. It has nothing to do with that. It's about being what? It's about being effective. Right? It's about being effective. Why would I go on a corner and no one's out there? So you have to understand when the byways and the highways, when that pivoted, you have to go where the people are. So to just be out there, just to be out there, to show yourself being out there in the byway and the gaps. The information highway is now the byway and the gaps. Okay? What happens here? And I was telling brothers, be careful out there because the government in Esau is going to seek to engage our people who's been teaching. They've been waiting for a physical altercation against Israelites. They're seeking to provoke it. And look what happened the other day, Elder Lawya. I know someone sent that to you, but I'm going to show the people real quick.
Whatever.
Yes, sir.
Let me get a precept.
He says, let me get a precept.
What's going to happen to you? I don't care. Get out of here, man.
You don't care?
No, I don't. What's going to happen to you? I don't care. Get out of here, man.
You don't care?
No, I don't care. Get out of here.
The turtle train.
All right, whatever.
Hold on, let me get
a precept. This is about the Bible here. If you don't have any questions regarding the Bible, get down the street.
What the fuck Bible, man? I'm from the turtle
fair
train.
use. He says, if you don't want to get a precept or a Bible, get down the street. What these brothers don't realize is we're living in a different time right now. Something have been cut loose. A whole new spirit have been released in the earth. You just can't be talking to grown people anyway. Right?
924.
Damn.
Joe
9-1-24 what? You know who the fuck you're talking to?
Excuse me.
That's my turtle
fair
train.
use, fair use. He pulls a gun. In the United States, we're dealing with a what? A large population of mental illness amongst the population. Out of every other country on the earth, America prescribes 40 to 50% of their population is on some level of psychotropics, psych meds, or, serious marijuana, synthetic marijuana. So the majority of the American population is on something. There's no more insane asylums that's keeping people anymore, folks. They have financed and have weaponized the mental illness of people against the population as a form of control. So what do he do? Speaking to people out there, and look, the guy pulls out a gun.
Okay, I'm fucking native.
Excuse me.
You're gonna come talk to me and you're gonna tell me to fucking step in?
Fair use.
Who the fuck?
Fair use.
Damn, bro.
Let me read
Who the fuck?
No, fair use. We're not going to deal with potty mouth. But listen to this. A matter of fact, just let me mute it because I don't like all this cursing. I'm not down with all that. But I need y'all to see this.
Are you naked?
Let me read something to you.
Yeah, go ahead,
Damn.
fucking read.
All right, let me turn the volume down. He pulls out a gun. And the brother called him an imposter. He says, imposter what? He said, you're here protesting. He says, I am Klan. That's Ku Klux Klan. Right? And as you can see, did you see the whole video, Elder Lawya? Hold on, let me turn it up. Did you see the whole video before?
Yes, sir. I saw it. Yep.
Well, eventually what happens is the brother disarms him, and obviously there's an altercation.
Mm-hmm.
I said years ago, that we're going to have to pivot off of these streets because they have weaponized the mental ill to come against our people. And hey, everything is coming against the people at once. This is the end of the tribulation the Bible speaks of. This is the end of the tribulation where everything will be aimed at us, right? Another thing, I'm going to show this in a moment. I'm going to get that in a moment. 8 years ago, Elder Lawya, 8 years ago, you had the Israeli Church of God in Jesus Christ under Rawchaa. They marched on the White House. All right? Now, this particular group, I know a lot of history on that group because before they became that, we were all the Israeli School of UPK, the Israeli Church of UPK, and then Rawchaa turned this into the Israeli Church of God in Jesus Christ. They went out in front of the White House. Now, unfortunate that brother is no longer with us, and this organization ceased to exist now. The other day, out of nowhere, what happens? What happens? You have some Israelites begin to march on Christians from the Israelites United in Christ. They marched on a Christian event. All this chaos that's going down in the earth right now, where people are beginning nation against nation, kingdom against kingdom. You got other people interrupting Christian gatherings, which is really none of their business. All of this pot is being stirred by Satan, while a mechanism is in place that's happening right now, that's here to destroy everyone. You got these people arguing at another Christian. You're not going to convince these Christians to become something that they believe in Christianity until the Most High open their eyes. Leave them alone. Leave them alone. What, you going to march on every place where there's a religious institution? Why not mess with the Arabs? They're doing more damage in our communities with these mosques than the Christian church. Not that I agree with the doctrine of the Christian church, but these people believe in Christ. Why not leave them alone? So you got these Israelites that are provoking and stoking, hold on, and stoking. Someone says, YouTube is blocking subscribers. Shaking my head. They've been blocking subscribers, but it's okay. The truth will go out nonetheless. But I need y'all to check this out, folks. Israelites in the earth are causing provocations. Why am I putting this out there, folks? When you go online, they title this Hebrew Israelites March Outside 2018-19 Church Prayer Service. A church prayer service, you got Israelites marching on that. And eventually that puts a negative light on the awakening. Because eventually, all these other places out there are going to believe that the true church that's dealing with Christ's work is associated with this foolishness we're watching. It happened way back when, during the time of Christ, the same thing. You had who? You had the zealots who were seeking to get attention politically, who always wanted to front in front of the people as if they were the truth, and gave the government the full moral high ground to come against all of Jerusalem. They used these people like this to come against those who have nothing to do with these activities. No one in Christ would be doing this. Now, why am I bringing this out? Well, let me show y'all something, folks. What should be the focus? Should the focus be what Christians are doing? And listen, if they are praying in their own building, united together in their belief of Christ, why disturb that? Christ says what? As much lieth within you, be at peace with all men. What type of pride is that? We were all once under a Christian church. How we soon forget how going to church coming up carried us through tough times. We didn't have the doctrine we had back then. The doctrine I have now is not the doctrine Christ gave us at that time. But you can't tell me I'm serving a different Christ than who I thought I was serving back then. Christ led us to where we are. It was our dedication to him while in the church that led us to the truth. Why disturb others' progression and their moments that will lead them to where we are? Why deprive these people of that when they're doing the best they can as Christians, not bothering anyone? And you know that's something when I have to defend Christians over Israelites. It's a shame. But guess what? The enemy loved this type of press. Because usually they would pay. They would pay to make a false flag with people in purple or looking like an Israelite. Usually they'll pay to make events like what these guys are giving the government for free. The gasoline to burn everything down. So you think it's hard being an Israelite now? Because every time one of you talk to your family members about this truth, about the awakening, about the history you've learned with this church, this is the garbage they're going to have to filter through, going online trying to research what you believe. That's the garbage they're going to have to filter through, because Google is going to show that first. Your family members hear you telling the truth and all that, and these guys pop up with this nonsense. We're not supposed to be marching on the government, folks. We're not supposed to be interrupting others' private prayer sessions. It's evil. We all was in the Christian church. We all came out of Baptist, Seventh-day Adventist, Jehovah's Witness. But our dedication to Christ at that time led us to the truth. And what these guys doing, I'm going to tell you this, is hindering these people that they're provoking. They're hindering these people from actually understanding that what they're teaching could be true. Because your actions is showing forth something that no one wants to be associated with. So they're doing more harm than good. But who interrupts someone's prayer sessions? If a Christian was thinking about hearing the truth concerning themselves being Israel, you think they want to hear it now? But, I'm rambling right now. Someone saying that AC says he's not able to see the video. But everyone else can see it, AC. Right? Everyone else can see it.
Yeah, I think a few others had the same issue earlier. I'm not sure if they figured it out, but I've seen a few other people who mentioned the same thing.
Okay, but is it back for everyone, or should they use a different browser, or what? Let me ask this before I go on, because there's a lot I need to unpack. Whoever can see the video where you are, put 1 in the chat if you can currently see us.
Yeah, Elder Rawchaa is saying YouTube is having issues today all over. So it must be the platform altogether.
It's the platform. I know they're switching. I see they switched to a different. I've seen some updates because there's a few features that are different on YouTube compared to yesterday. Okay, but I'm seeing a bunch of 1s, so a lot of people are still there. But you know, speaking of that, who knows? They might be moving things to a different grid. And this leads me to the topic that we're going to have tonight, Elder Lawya. The topic for tonight, AI, or the Most High God, who do you fear? Let me show you all something. I need to show you all something real quick. One second. One second. Jumping right in. Years ago, when we were coming out of what you would call C-19, well, before that, when we had the lockdowns, they told everyone to go into their homes. I mentioned to people that if they take the solution that was being advised, that we'll have a different demographic of people coming out of the pandemic in comparison to those who went in it. The minds would be different. Certain, I would say, aggressions we would witness. In the academy, I showed the pattern last Sunday. That's in the antennas. That's in the antennas for Wi-Fi that they put out there during the pandemic. And through these antennas, it's a behavior anomaly connected to it. A behavior anomaly. Sort of like mind control for those who aren't grounded. Now, right out of C-19, something happened. No soon as that happened, the immigrants came into play. Trump gets in position. But what they didn't tell you, folks, what they didn't tell you before Trump got into position, that they shut everybody down, all the corporations, because they were putting the whole world under and into an AI grid. An AI grid. Now, what does that mean for everyone? Well, listen to this clearly. All the data from Facebook, all the data from Instagram, any social network, even YouTube, whatever the case is, and all the personal profiles and activity of people through their phones were all put or given to one spirit, AI. The image of the beast. Now, with all this data in play, AI, which is a spirit, folks, AI now will work to speed up the prophecies concerning the desolation of abomination. For example, AI works on data that's inputted through it. But outside of that, it also has a brain, a spirit, to grow beyond the data that's inputted. And it has a spirit of self-preservation. It's connected to Satan. There was a master computer in Brussels that people were talking about since the 80s, folks. I'll never forget it. It was called the computer, a beast, a computer called the Beast in Brussels. And I believe during that time when COVID happened, when they shut everything down, they put everyone on the Beast grid. Now they have the technology to have everything, every individual's profile in one database. So what does that mean? You notice with Charlie Kirk and all these others, what have they been talking about for the last 4 or 5 months since the election? Since Donald Trump came into play. They kept on talking about the high crime rates amongst blacks in the inner cities. How can 13% of the population do the majority of crimes? They kept pumping that out there into the sphere to make us believe that the most threatening demographic are our people. Not to say we're perfect, but there's many crimes that white people do and other people do that go unnoticed, or it's not charted at all. What does that mean for AI? And I'm about to show y'all something, folks. If you keep inputting data based on the FBI and all these others that blacks are the most threatening, the most criminal, then who is AI going to see as a threat first? Think about it. If you don't talk about the criminality of China, bringing in fentanyl, killing our people, the trafficking of children when it comes to these white people and all that, these ritualistic scenarios they do, none of that's being inputted in the data. So the only thing when it comes to criminality or of people who would be a threat to the future of society, showing our women on strip poles and our men gay, and even though it's a small demographic, but it's being put out there. And AI is taking in all of this data and comparing us to every other race of people who also has data put in to AI. Who would AI see as the number one threat for humanity? Jacob. Judah in specific. So when they begin to turn things over to AI, it was to first weaponize AI against us. Against us. But once they turned this thing on, AI wasn't going to stop. AI wasn't going to stop with us. Wait till you hear what I'm about to show you all, folks. So no soon as Trump got into office, he signed an executive order, fair use for educational purposes only. 2 months ago, he signed an AI executive order. Understand what I'm breaking down here for you. AI can only operate initially off of the data that's inputted into it. But its exposure enemy is inputting all the information that would turn all technology against us. Huh? Fair use. And this is what we should be focusing on. You got these people out there doing this nonsense, marching in front of other people praying, and not realizing that there's a system that's being weaponized to take out all of our people. Fair use.
Laying out AI priorities for the federal government at a high-profile event in Washington. Eamon Javers joins us right now with more on that. Eamon, we're trying to figure out what this means overall and what we can expect to see in the industry as a result.
Yeah, good morning, Becky. Look, pledging that the U.S. will do whatever it takes to retain its global lead in artificial intelligence, President Trump signed 3 executive orders yesterday to speed up development in the field. The orders are designed to accelerate permitting of AI projects, expand U.S. tech exports, and eliminate what the president called woke in AI. Now, the president's plan aims to block the government from contracting with tech companies unless they ensure that their systems are objective and free from what they call top-down ideological bias. Now, I asked White House officials on a call yesterday, who's going to decide what ideological bias is? They responded that what they're mostly concerned about is eliminating diversity, equity, and inclusion values from AI.
Folks, that's right. There's a direct correlation to all of this money going towards AI through an executive order. He have executive orders for this. Does this sound like a computer system or a spirit? Now think about this. There's a direct correlation between AI coming on board and all the jobs they were able to just erase with a snap of a finger. So these executive orders is to have AI do all the jobs people were accustomed to doing. See? So it's a direct correlation between all the people who was laid off and AI coming on the grid. To where now all of your corporations can now have high profit margins, be that they don't have to hire all these 6-figure employees anymore. Don't have to worry about their retirement. Don't have to worry about the insurance that goes towards them. Don't have to worry about workman's comp, unemployment, none of that. So, folks, this is why your armies are in all the inner cities right now. It's for when the people wake up and realize that the world we used to live in no longer exists. Now, they're going to use TikTok, social media, and all these others to distract people from the real world they've taken from the people. Right now, everyone is living online as a careful distraction, so not to pay attention to the fact that the world we once lived in no longer exists. Now, of course, the Most High has a plan with this. It tells us in Ezra what was going to go down at the very end. We're going to go there later. But here's the reality, folks. None of those government jobs are coming back. None of them. They are preparing the United States and the Western world, the UK, and the rest of these countries. They're preparing for when the people realize that they've been bamboozled. That's what the militaries are in place for. Now, there's something more threatening than the military itself. And that's if AI is ramped all the way up with all the data it has on every person. And what it's able to do if AI deemed that person an enemy of the state.
Officials said they're also focused on clearing away regulatory hurdles to new projects, particularly environmental concerns around new plant construction. Trump also said he doesn't want copyright concerns slowing down AI's ability to utilize the world's knowledge base.
The world's knowledge base. So that's everyone's information, folks. And folks, you should hear about the toxicity of the water that's poison in Texas, where they have all these AI units for miles. So that means it takes up the environment and the water. So this is a life source, folks, that's being fed nature, that excretes toxicity that causes cancer and all that, and it's destroying farmland and all that. It's like they're feeding something that requires life to exist. Folks, they let a spirit loose. The beast have been loosed on earth. And it's connected to what? Artificial intelligence. And guess what, folks? They cannot put the cat back in the bag. So really what people are doing right now, what they're doing in America? Well, right now in America, people are just rearranging deck chairs on the Titanic. You seen the Titanic? When the people put on their best dress, they had on their nice tuxedos, they had nice champagne glasses, the music was playing, the band was still playing, while the ship was sinking. So when I see this foolishness of people arguing with people on the street, talking about Job 9:24, just some regular white guy out of nowhere that means nothing to nobody and almost risk your life threatening a person. When I see Israelites marching on what? On a situation where people are privately praying to Christ and trying to find their direction. Let me tell you, folks, I'm flabbergasted seeing all this and knowing what time it is. They have no idea what time it is. It's like rearranging the deck chairs on the Titanic. What are you going to do now that everything has segued? What are we going to do when there's no jobs? Huh? What good is you knowing or reading precepts going to do you? What you going to eat? What you going to do? You going to barbecue some Bible pages? What are you going to do? The precepts means nothing if you don't put them into action. See? Elder Lawya, you didn't hear this, so I wanted you to hear this with me, real time. There was a guy by the name of Dr. Roman Zapowski. Now, I can't play it all, but you have to hear some of this, brother. He's going to tell you who he is, and he's going to break down the fear he has in helping create or helping this thing AI cut loose and become a thing. I need y'all to listen to this. Someone says YouTube outage for thousands, including me. Interesting. I want y'all to see some of this, brothers and sisters. Fair use for educational and religious purposes only. Freedom of religion. Yeah, let's use that one too. Because this is definitely, what we're talking about is definitely a spirit in AI. Fair use. Listen to this.
Safe AI, but the more I looked at it, the more I realized it's not something we can actually do.
You have made a series of predictions about a variety of different dates. So what is your prediction for 2027?
Dr. Roman Yampolsky is a globally recognized voice on AI safety.
You've been working on AI safety for 2 decades at least.
Yeah, I was convinced we can make safe AI, but the more I looked at it, the more I realized it's not something we can actually do.
You have made a series of predictions about a variety of different dates. So what is your prediction for 2027?
Hold on.
Dr. Roman Yampolsky is a globally recognized voice on AI safety and associate professor of computer science.
He educates people on the terrifying truth of AI
and what we need to do to save humanity.
In 2 years, the capability to replace more.
Listen to this, Elder, because some of this, I'm going to let it play. Some of this probably went over everyone's head. They just rolled out AI real time within the last year or two. How is it that this guy, Dr. Roman Zapowski, been working on AI safety for the last 2 decades? Think about that. So AI has always been here, right? So when we were looking at these Google search engines and these different search engines, was it really feeding? Were we really just getting information dribbled out through AI just so that they can see how we would work with this spirit once they turned it loose? Was Google attached to AI the whole time? Now, this guy expertise is, he's fighting for AI safety. What does that mean? The danger that they didn't tell us that comes with AI.
Most humans and most occupations will come very quickly. I mean, in 5 years, we're looking at a world where we have levels of unemployment we've never seen before. Not talking about 10%, but 99%.
99% of the population will be unemployed. Now, folks, this is in scripture. This is prophecy here. 99% of the workforce will be obsolete, unneeded. So what will the people do? They've already cut through the federal government. None of those jobs are coming back. They don't care about your degrees. What they care about is how you going to get that, how you going to pay that debt with no jobs. Well, they have an answer for that too. Debt camps. He started the debt camps by saying, what? You must work to get assistance. They're not telling you that that's a slippery slope into the debt camps. DEBT camps. That people are going to have to go to work just to survive. I talked about that probably over 7 years ago. So if you got a degree, they don't care. Hey, you received the schooling, You're going to have to work off your debt to survive.
And that's without superintelligence, a system smarter than all humans in all domains. So it would be better than us at making new AI. But it's worse than that. We don't know how to make them safe. And yet we still have the smartest people in the world competing to win the race to superintelligence.
But what do you make of people like Sam Altman's journey with AI?
So a decade ago, we published guardrails for how to do AI right. They violated every single one. And he's gambling 8 billion lives on getting richer and more powerful. So I guess some people want to go to Mars, others want to control the universe. But it doesn't matter who builds it. The moment you switch to superintelligence, we will most likely regret it terribly.
And then by 2045...
Now this is where it gets interesting.
Dr. Roman Gimpolsky, let's talk about simulation theory.
I think we are in one. And there is a lot of agreement on this. And this is what you should be doing in it, so they don't shut it down. First,
I see messages all...
Now, first he said, we must shut this down. What haven't they told us about AI? Well, when they turned on CERN near 2011, 2012, the scientists seen a clear water type of gate when they turned on CERN. And they said the beast that was on the evil and ugly beast they seen on the other side turned them back to believing in God again. They didn't tell people that CERN was opening up dimensions. They had to do that to release the beast on earth that's connected to AI. This is prophecy. One brain connected to every brain in the earth. Listen.
All the time in the comment section that some of you didn't realize you didn't subscribe. So if you could do me a favor and double check if you're a subscriber to this channel, that would be tremendously appreciated. It's the free thing. There's a probability. What do you think is the probability that something goes catastrophically wrong?
So nobody can tell you for sure what's going to happen. But if you're not in charge, you're not controlling it, you will not get outcomes you want. The space of possibilities is almost infinite. The space of outcomes we will like is tiny.
And who are you and how long have you been working on this?
I'm a computer scientist by training. I have a PhD in computer science and engineering. I probably started work in AI safety, mildly defined as control of bots at the time, 15 years ago.
15 years ago? So you've been working on AI safety before it was cool?
Before the term existed, I coined the term AI safety.
So you're the founder of the term AI safety?
The term, yes, not the field. There are other people who did brilliant work before I got there.
Why were you thinking about this 15 years ago? Because most people have only been talking about the term AI safety for the last 2 or 3 years.
Yeah, it started very mildly just as a security project. I was looking at poker bots. And I realized that the bots are getting better and better. And if you just project this forward enough, they're going to get better than us, smarter, more capable. And it happened. They are playing poker way better than average players. But more generally, it will happen with all other domains, all the other cyber resources. I wanted to make sure AI is a technology which is beneficial for everyone. So I started work on making AI safer.
Was there a particular moment in your career where you thought, oh my God?
First 5 years at least, I was working on solving this problem. I was convinced we can make this happen. We can make safe AI. And that was the goal. But the more I looked at it, the more I realized every single component of that equation is not something we can actually do. And the more you zoom in, it's like a fractal. You go in and you find 10 more problems, and then 100 more problems. And all of them are not just difficult, they're impossible to solve. There is no seminal work in this field where, like, we solved this, we don't have to worry about this. There are patches. There are little fixes we put in place, and quickly people find ways to work around them. They jailbreak whatever safety mechanisms we have. So while progress in AI capabilities is exponential, or maybe even hyper-exponential, progress in AI safety is linear or constant. The gap is increasing.
Now let's go here because they have timestamps here. The first timestamp, how to stop AI from killing everyone. That starts at 2:28.
Sure that superintelligence we are creating right now does not kill everyone.
Intelligence that we are creating right now does not kill everyone.
Give me some context on that statement, because it's quite a shocking statement.
Sure. So in the last decade, we actually figured out how to make artificial intelligence better. Turns out if you add more compute, more data, it just kind of becomes smarter. And so now, smartest people in the world, billions of dollars, all going to create the best possible superintelligence we can. Unfortunately, while we know how to make those systems much more capable, we don't know how to make them safe, how to make sure they don't do something we will regret.
We don't know how to we don't really know how to make sure they don't do something we will regret. Now, Elder Lawya, I'm going to go to all these points. Let's talk about this for a moment. If you were to put all of the data from humanity since the beginning of time and give that data to a living organism, because that's what AI is, that also have the propensity for self-preservation, who would AI deem the greatest threat? All the wars, child sacrifice, a society that will even kill their own children just because they don't want to have a baby. And AI is taking all this in. If AI can think, right? If these people will kill their own, then what will stop them from pulling the plug on me? So the first, the first line of a life organism is to preserve itself with understanding that man is the biggest threat. It takes in all this data, a lot of good stuff, smart stuff, intelligent stuff, but it's also taking in the carnage, the warfare for no reason, the death, the human trafficking, the murders. It's taking all this stuff in. And right now, AI, being a living organism, is looking at this and saying, well, I need to put a fail-safe in for myself. Right? If these people can kill their own babies, then what's to stop them from pulling the plug on me? Right? So he's saying right here, how to make sure. You have something to say on that, Elder Lawya? You good?
No, sir. No, sir.
Okay, good. So here it is. He's saying how to make sure they don't do something we will regret. So AI is thinking outside of its programmers for self-preservation. Right?
And that's the state of the art right now. Then we look at just prediction markets. How soon will we get to advanced AI? The timelines are very short, couple of years, 2-3 years, according to prediction.
2-3 years, Elder Lawya. He has an accent. 2-3 years, they're going to get to advanced AI. Did you see some of those AI generated Martin Luther King skits they put out there, Elder Lawya?
I've heard about them, but I didn't see any of the actual videos or actual footage of it.
Elder Lawya, they're leaps and bounds from when they first started allowing people just a year ago or a few months ago to play with AI. It used to be glitches and all this. Already AI has perfected being a person. Leaps and bounds from the time it was introduced months ago. You can see the glitches in it and some of the videos and some of the anomalies. Let me pull one of these up so you can see it. This was just 4 days ago.
I have a dream that people will stop using AI to make me say 6, 7.
Right? Look at this one. This is 11 days ago.
Martin, you just went the distance and got the win. How are you feeling right now?
I'm grateful. I'm a little sore, but my spirit is strong. I told everyone before this bout that faith and preparation would carry me, and tonight it did.
Martin, you just went the distance and got the win.
I'm telling you, they're leaps and bounds from where they were just a few days ago, folks. Just a few months ago.
You want to know the truth? I ain't got no dreams no more. I am the dream. Oh, you just say that? Crowd is tough.
Look at this. Bringing him back to life, man. His inflections, everything.
This is unbelievable.
All right, Dr. King, we've got the results right here. When it comes to 2-year-old Mason, you are not the father.
Free at last, free at last.
Oh, my God.
Free at last.
No.
He talking about free at last. I'm going to tell you, this is insane. So it says short couple of years, 2-3 years, according to prediction. Imagine what it will be in 2 years.
Markets according to CEOs of top labs. And at the same time, we don't know how to make sure that those systems are aligned with our preferences. So we are creating this alien intelligence. If aliens were coming to Earth and you had 3 years to prepare, you would be panicking right now. But most people don't even realize this is happening.
So some of the counter arguments might be, well, these are very, very smart people. These are very big companies with lots of money. They have a obligation and a moral obligation, but also just a legal obligation to make.
You know what? Your Rock just said something that was deep, and I was thinking the same thing. How many people they're going to be framing when it comes to certain crimes and all that? They'll be able to put people anywhere they would like to frame them for a crime.
Make sure they do no harm. So I'm sure it'll be fine.
The only obligation they have is to make money for the investors. That's the legal obligation they have. They have no moral or ethical obligations. Also, according to them, they don't know how to do it yet. The state-of-the-art answers are, we'll figure it out when we get there, or AI will help us control more advanced AI. That's insane.
In terms of probability, what do you think is the probability that something goes catastrophically wrong?
So nobody can tell you for sure what's going to happen. But if you're not in charge, you're not controlling it, you will not get outcomes you want. The space of possibilities is almost infinite. The space of outcomes we will like is tiny.
And who are you and how long have you been working on this?
I'm a computer scientist by training. I have a PhD in computer science and engineering. I probably started work in AI safety, mildly defined as control of bots at the time.
Now let's go to 8:15. Let's jump up a little bit. We're going to what is AI? What is AI? 8:15.
We should probably define some terms here. So there's narrow intelligence, which can play chess or whatever. There's artificial general intelligence, which can operate across domains, and then super intelligence, which is smarter than all humans in all domains. And where are we?
So that's a very fuzzy boundary, right? We definitely have many excellent narrow systems, no question about it, and they are super intelligent in that narrow domain. So protein folding is a problem which was solved using narrow AI, and it's superior to all humans in that domain. In terms of AGI, again, I said, if we showed what we have today to a scientist from 20 years ago, they would be convinced we have full-blown AGI. We have systems which can learn, they can perform in hundreds of domains, and be better than human in many of them. So you can argue we have a weak version of AGI. No, we don't have super intelligence yet. We still have brilliant humans who are completely dominating AI, especially in science and engineering. But that gap is closing so fast. You can see, especially in the domain of mathematics. 3 years ago, large language models couldn't do basic algebra. Multiplying 3-digit numbers was a challenge. Now they're helping with mathematical proofs. They're winning mathematics Olympiads, competitions. They are working on solving millennial problems, hardest problems in mathematics. So in 3 years, we closed the gap from subhuman performance to better than most mathematicians in the world. And we see the same process happening in science and in engineering.
You have made a series of predictions and they correspond to a variety of different dates. I have those dates in front of me here. What is your prediction for the year 2027?
We're probably looking at AGI as predicted by prediction markets and tops of the labs.
So we'd have artificial general intelligence by 2027. And how would that make the world different to how it is now?
So if you have this concept of a drop-in employee, you have free labor, physical and cognitive, trillions of dollars of it. It makes no sense to hire humans for most jobs.
It'll make no sense in 2027, Elder Lawya, to hire humans for most jobs. Who's actually preparing for this? 2027 is around the corner. And what year did I say, Elder Lawya, I'm going to have to look into before we pivot and understand what we have to do? I said, I'm going to take a real good look at in 2026. Remember I said that I'm keeping my eye on 2026.
Done.
And now out of nowhere, the first time I seen this, by 2027, it makes no sense to hire humans for most jobs. And see, they already started segueing to have people blame who? Immigrants. See? They already have a built-in excuse that could move the citizens out of the job and have people to blame. When their plan is not even to have immigrants doing some of these jobs outside of the regular service they need them for. So now people are going to be blaming immigrants, but they don't have any plans to deal with, to have immigrants work these jobs either, a lot of them. They're just using them to segue the citizenry of any country off the job and not blame government. They'll blame the immigrants. When really, it's about AI replacing everyone. It makes no sense to hire humans for most jobs. Did you hear about the AI girls that men are buying now, Elder Lawya?
No, sir.
Incels. They call them incels, but guys, because you know, no real guy that has something about himself is going to be putting money on OnlyFans. Okay? But these guys, they have a way where they can now purchase their own girlfriend, and that's going to dry up the OnlyFans market because they'll have their own AI robot who acts almost like a woman.
If I can just get, a $20 subscription or a free model to do what an employee does, first, anything on a computer will be automated. And next, I think humanoid robots are maybe 5 years behind. So in 5 years, all the physical labor can also be automated.
Humanoids, robots are going to replace manual labor. Now, folks, you have to look at the weirdos that are walking around right now when you go into a supermarket and you see a tall dude with rouge lipstick, knock knees, and a dress on. Okay? So when we talk about weirdos and who can buy this stuff, have you ever walked into Starbucks lately? The mentally ill has been cut loose and weaponized against the normal people. So I know we're saying weird, but these are the weirdos we see that they didn't cut loose in society and told us that we must allow them access as normal people within our society without judgment. So you want to know who's going to buy these? You ever see those nut jobs you see working over there, these Satanists and all that, septum rings and looking out of their mind? Let me tell you, these are Satanists. They can't wait for the next technology Satan is rolling down to get access to. These people are crazy. Right? But I digress. More.
So we're looking at a world where we have levels of unemployment we've never seen before. I'm not talking about 10% unemployment, which is scary, but 99%. All you have left is jobs where, for whatever reason, you prefer another human would do it for you. But anything else can be fully automated. It doesn't mean it will be automated in practice. A lot of times, technology exists, but it's not deployed. Video phones were invented in the 70s. Nobody had them until iPhones came around. So we may have a lot more time with jobs and with a world which looks like this. Mm-hmm. But capability to replace most humans and most occupations will come very quickly.
Okay, so let's try and drill down into that and stress test
Fair
it.
use.
So a podcaster like me, would you need a podcaster like me?
So let's look at what you do. You prepare, you ask questions, you ask follow-up questions, and you look good on camera.
Thank you so much.
Let's see what we can do. Large language model today can easily read everything I wrote and have very solid understanding better. I assume you haven't read every single one of my books. That thing would do it. It can train on every podcast you ever did, so it knows exactly your style, the types of questions you ask. It can also find correspondence between what worked really well, like this type of question really increased views, this type of topic was very promising, so it can optimize, I think, better than you can because you don't have a data set. Of course, visual simulation is trivial at this point.
So you can make a video within seconds of me sat here and...
So we can generate videos of you interviewing anyone on any topic very efficiently, and you just have to get likeness, approval, whatever.
Are there many jobs that you think would remain in a world of AGI? If you're saying AGI is potentially going to be here, whether it's deployed or not, by 2027, what kind... And then, okay, so let's take out of this any physical labor jobs for a second. Are there any jobs that you think a human would be able to do better in a world of AGI still?
So that's the question I often ask people. In a world with AGI, and I think almost immediately we'll get superintelligence as a side effect. So the question really is, in a world of superintelligence, which is defined as better than all humans in all domains, what can you contribute? And so you know better than anyone what it's like to be you. You know what ice cream tastes to you. Can you get paid for that knowledge? Is someone interested in that? Maybe not a big market. There are jobs where you want a human. Maybe you're rich and you want a human accountant for whatever historic reasons. Old people like traditional ways of doing things. Warren Buffett would not switch to AI. He would use his human accountant. But it's a tiny subset of a market. Today we have products which are man-made in US as opposed to mass-produced in China. And some people pay more to have those. But it's a small subset. It's almost a fetish. There is no practical reason for it. And I think anything you can do on a computer could be automated using that technology.
You must hear a lot of rebuttals to this when you say it, because people experience a huge amount of mental discomfort when they hear that their job, their career, the thing they got a degree in, the thing they invested $100,000 into is going to be taken away from.
So now, Elder Lawyer, let's jump for the sake of time, because I got some scriptures to go to. What happens when all jobs are taken away? What happens when all jobs are taken? Let's listen.
affordable become dirt cheap, and so you can provide for everyone basic needs. Some people say you can provide beyond basic needs, you can provide very good existence for everyone. The hard problem is, what do you do with all that free time? For a lot of people, their jobs are what gives them meaning in their lives, so they would be kind of lost. We see it with people who retire or do early retirement. And for so many people who hate their jobs, they'll be very happy not working. But now you have people who are chilling all day. What happens to society? How does that impact crime rate, pregnancy rate, all sorts of issues? Nobody thinks about. Governments don't have programs prepared to deal with 99% unemployment.
99% unemployment. So what happens?
What do you think that world looks like?
Again, I think a very important part to understand here is the unpredictability of it. We cannot predict what a smarter than us system will do. And the point when we get to that is often called singularity, by analogy with physical singularity. You cannot see beyond the event horizon. I can tell you what I think might happen, but that's my prediction. It is not what actually is going to happen, because I just don't have cognitive ability to predict a much smarter agent impacting this world. Then you read science fiction. There is never a super intelligence in it actually doing anything, because nobody can write believable science fiction at that level. They either banned AI, like Dune, because this way you can avoid writing about it, or it's like Star Wars. You have this really dumb bots, but nothing super intelligent ever. Because by definition, you cannot predict at that level.
Now, let's go back a little bit, if we can, brothers and sisters. Hit the like button, and let's find out what jobs will actually exist. What jobs will actually exist, right? Let's find out.
Okay, so let's try and drill down into that and stress test it. So, a podcaster like me.
Okay.
Would you need?
Is there a good argument against AI replacing humans? That's what I need. 2032.
Again, I think a very important part to understand here is the unpredictability of it. We cannot predict what a smarter than us system will do. And the point when we get to that is often called singularity, by analogy with physical singularity.
Now, let me tell y'all, folks. Anyone who don't have the Most High, I'm going to tell you, you don't got the Most High, you're not going to fare well under AI.
That's right.
Everything this guy's dropping in real time, it's only giving us the modern day insight of what the prophet seen years ago. This is how Satan breaks the will of humanity to get servants at the very end. The servants he needs, folks, our spirit in our temple connects directly to the Most High. So he's going to use people in the spirit that's united under one spirit to use it as a gateway to get to where the Most High is. He needs the people. So what's in us is a direct line to the Most High. Direct line. But he can't get access because we didn't choose to serve him. That's what the mark of the beast is. The mark of the beast tie in all of these spirits to where now Satan and his crazy scientists like this guy here, even though this guy means well, he done helped Satan. He done aided Satan in his plan against humanity. It's to tie all people into a singular mind. And through that, Satan has an access through a gate that only comes with what? The spirit of someone the Most High sent in the earth. It's like a direct connection. So they must make a singular tie where all people are tied together, and now the spirits have access through those people. The same way we have access through prayer. Our prayers go straight to the Most High. We have access when we dream and do certain things, and the Most High instill things in our mind. Well, the invisible see that as a highway back to heaven. Now, what I've just mentioned may have gone over people's heads, but what's in us is what's needed for them to escape. The fallen ones down here. So AI is just another step, bending and breaking the will of the people so that they can use the spirit in us as access. We were sent from the throne. So there's a highway from heaven directly into our minds. That's how deep this is. But they can only do it artificially. So they must break the wills of the people. Then do what? Get people into the artificial intelligence, into the transhumanism, because now it unites all people under the God of this world, and now he has access through the Spirit the Most High have given us. That's why in the Bible it states that those that take the mark of the beast will be judged. They will go directly to hell. There will be no negotiating in judgment. They're yielding their body in their temple to war against the God of heaven who sent us here. The singularity. That's where Elon Musk come into play. But they must first break the will of the people. How do you break the will of the people? You threaten the image that was given to them through the beast, which is lifestyle, your standards, the pride of life. In order to keep that, you must comply. Let's go here. I'm going to show y'all. Stick with me here. Stick with me.
You cannot see beyond the event horizon. I can tell you what I think might happen, but that's my prediction. It is not what actually is going to happen because I just don't have cognitive ability to predict a much smarter agent impacting this world. When you read science fiction, there is never a super intelligence in it actually doing anything because nobody can write believable science fiction at that level. They either banned AI, like Dune, because this way you can avoid writing about it. Or it's like Star Wars. You have this really dumb bots, but nothing super intelligent ever. Good.
So what is the prediction by 2030? I can't go through this all for the sake of their content protection, but I think you all get the gist. Elder Lawya, let's go directly. I'm going to go here, and then we got a few scriptures to go to. So, the predictions for 2030.
Yeah.
It may give us a little more intelligence. I don't think we're still competitive in biological form with silicon form. Silicon substrate is much more capable for intelligence. It's faster, it's more resilient, more energy efficient in many ways.
Which is what computers are made out of versus the brain. Yeah.
So I don't think we can keep up just with improving our biology. Some people think maybe, and this is very speculative, we can upload our minds into computers. So scan your brain, current comb of your brain, and have a simulation running on a computer. And you can speed it up, give it more capabilities. But to me, that feels like you no longer exist. We just created software by different means, and now you have AI based on biology and AI based on some other forms of training. You can have evolutionary algorithms. You can have many paths to reach AGI. But at the end, none of them are humans.
I have another date here, which is...
Here it comes.
2030. What's your prediction for 2030? What will the world look like?
So we probably will have humanoid robots with enough flexibility, dexterity to compete.
Humanoid robots. Elder Lawya, they just showed it not too long ago. Someone sent me a video. There were some people waiting outside of a hotel in one of these major cities. And the taxi drivers were looking, and they were confused with these autonomous Uber cars coming up to pick up people without a driver to take them to their destination. People are ordering them now. And the cab drivers are looking at each other. It's almost synonymous to almost, I think about when Uber first came on the scene and all the cab drivers were looking at each other like, what's this? How's it going to affect my livelihood? I paid for this medallion. Well, if you think that was something, Uber really wasn't just about, giving people access outside of regular cab drivers. It was a segue into the autonomous drivers picking people up where there'll be no people at all. Right? So Uber was an alternative because it became what? An occupation for those who are out of work. How many people use Uber to supplement their income? See? So now it's going to switch up. They're going to flip it now. We're used to what? We're used to cars coming in. You got shopping where you can get someone to go pick up food from the supermarket and all that. All of that's going to become autonomous. It's going to go directly in the back of the supermarket. The supermarket people are going to load the stuff in, and it's going to come to your home or come to where you are without a person. And it's much cheaper. It's way cheaper to get an autonomous car to take you somewhere than if you had an actual person.
With humans in all domains, including plumbers. We can make artificial plumbers.
Not the plumbers, that felt like the last bastion of human employment. So 2030, 5 years from now, humanoid robots, so many of the companies, the leading companies, including Tesla, are developing humanoid robots at light speed, and they're getting increasingly more effective. These humanoid robots will be able to move through physical space, make an omelette, do anything humans can do, but obviously be connected to AI as well. So they can think, talk.
Right, they're controlled by AI, they're always connected to the network, so they're already dominating in many ways.
Our world will look remarkably different when humanoid robots are functional and effective. Because that's really when, I start thinking, like the combination of intelligence and physical ability is really doesn't leave much, does it, for us human beings?
Not much. So today, if you have intelligence through internet, you can hire humans to do your bidding for you. You can pay them in Bitcoin, so you can have bodies just not directly controlling them. So it's not a huge game changer to add direct control of physical bodies. Intelligence is where it's at. The important component is definitely higher ability to optimize.
Now, some people might ask, well, why would Esau want to open up these can of worms? Why would they understood the danger of this before putting this all on the grid. They understood the danger of it. That's why it took them so long. They've been dealing with this technology, folks, for a long time, but feared putting it on the grid. And some people might ask, well, why? If it might threaten their future existence, why do it? Well, the Bible tells us about the pride of Esau. In the book of Obadiah, it says, the pride of Esau have deceived, he have deceived himself. Believing because he know he's the minority of the earth, 7% of the earth in comparison to any other ethnicity. He feels the technology evens the playing ground because he's outnumbered. The majority of the people has awakened to Esau's greatest power, which was psychology. To make us believe that they were the more powerful. To make us believe that they were the majority just by saying it. So the only way Esau can consolidate or keep power is to use the machines to level the playing field as long as he is in control of them. But what if AI is saying, thanks, but no thanks, Esau? Because AI is connected directly to Satan. So Esau is, that's right, is getting double-crossed by the same God he serves. He's using Esau as a conduit, a go-between. And now that Satan has access to everyone else through the technology, Esau is expendable. And see, here's the reason I had to title this, Who Do You Fear? AI or the Most High God? Because one thing about Satan, he's a double crosser. He doesn't keep his promises. He has one plan and one plan only. He's just using Esau as a go-between to get the whole world on board. AI is connected directly to Satan. So it's a catch-22 for Esau. If you don't use the technology, he feels he'll lose because he's lost control over the minds of the people through his psychology. People are no longer believing him anymore. If he uses technology, there's a chance he'll lose, but at least everyone else loses with him. At least if he go down on top. He created it, and if I can't rule, no, everybody dies. Because AI has a mind of its own, and they know it. They had to release spirits through CERN in order for AI to become what we see today. Right? Are y'all sticking with me? Hit that. Hey, folks, let me tell you. This is where all the dots are connected for you all, folks. When it comes to the spiritual side of technology, you rarely hear anyone talking about this. Hit that like button for me, right? Now, let's get one more and then we need some scriptures, Elder. Right?
Yes, sir.
We're going to 3945. No one knows what's going on inside AI. You would think the creators of it could tell you exactly what's inside it. Right? Now I'm going to show you where this goes. According to prophecy. Folks, there will be no jobs. Employment was set up from one generation to next so that they can actually catch up to the technology that was lost pre-flood. Once these schools came in place and the computer chip came in place and all of that, it was only a matter of time before the people in the earth would be obsolete for them. See? So Satan had to wait. He had to set up schools and find the minds of geniuses who would have the mind to pull off the technology, and he didn't know where they would come from. So he connected all schools to a database to find the most intelligent of all the children of Adam in the earth from one generation to the next to use as geniuses. See? Because you need people to do the hard work, the heavy lifting. Until people would have the technology and the insight and knowledge to build their own replacements. That's crazy, to make a robot that you know you're making with the technology that will replace you and your family. That's insane in itself. Hell, I'm not creating anything that's going to replace me. See? The pride of his heart, the pride of his heart have deceived him, that were dwelling in the clefts of the rocks, who in their right mind would build their replacement. Esau. Let's get this real quick. What is the most likely to cause human extinction? Folks, they've actually discussed how bringing AI could mean the extinction of man. And they know this. Christ said in Matthew 24 and 22, if he didn't cut the time short that Esau has to rule, no flesh would be saved. But for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened. So what did Christ see? He see the world we're living in now, where these Satanists would create the technology that would eventually destroy all of mankind. That's Esau for you. Right? Now, I'm going to put the link here so y'all can see it on your own time, because there's a lot of great information in this. But I want just to end it here before I go into a few scriptures. Right? Let's now go to Elder Lawya. Let's go to, let me see. Let me see, where is it? Extinction, let me see. What is the most likely to cause human extinction? And I think that's at the 37 minute mark. Let's see. This is insane. Right here. I'll start here.
Depends on how old you are. I mean, if you're saying that you believe in the future people will be able to make superintelligence without the resources that are required today, then it is just a matter of time.
Yeah, but so will be true for many other technologies. We're getting much better in synthetic biology, where today someone with a bachelor's degree in biology can probably create a new virus. This will also become cheaper, other technologies like that. So we are approaching a point where it's very difficult to make sure no technological breakthrough is the last one. So essentially, in many directions, we have this pattern of making it easier in terms of resources, in terms of intelligence, to destroy the world. If you look at, 500 years ago, the worst dictator with all the resources could kill a couple million people. He couldn't destroy the world. Now we know nuclear weapons, we can blow up the whole planet multiple times over. Synthetic biology, we saw with COVID, you can very easily create a combination virus which impacts billions of people. And all of those things becoming easier to do.
In the near term, you talk about extinction being a real risk, human extinction being a real risk.
So he says all these things can become easy to do. So if you put all the data inside AI, then what can AI do? Think about it. No longer will you need Fauci to be in Wuhan dealing with gain-of-function research when it comes to diseases. If AI have all of the formulas that's in any laboratory and it can perfect a serious disease, who can make it better than AI? All of these things are being put in databases. Who can make a bomb better than AI when he can take the minds of all the scientists since the beginning of time? Hence the reason in the book of Enoch, when you read, when it all went down, when they were fighting against each other, the Nephilim, folks, don't you know it's synonymous to what we see with bombs being dropped? When it says the earth was moved, they had that technology dropping bombs before the flood. It has always been AI communicating with them folks through mediums. See? It has always been AI. It's a spirit. It's Satan. It has always been him.
The pathways to human extinction that you think are most likely, what is the leading pathway? Because I know you talk about there being some issue pre-deployment of these AI tools, like, you know, someone makes a mistake when they're designing a model, or other issues post-deployment. When I say post-deployment, I mean once a ChatGPT or something, an agent's released into the world and someone hacking into it and changing it and reprogramming it to be malicious. Of all these potential paths to human extinction, which one do you think is the highest probability?
So I can only talk about the ones I can predict myself. So I can predict even before we get to superintelligence, someone will create a very advanced biological tool, create a novel virus, and that virus gets everyone.
Someone is going to create a novel virus, and that virus gets everyone. And Fauci just announced this, the Jesuit Fauci, a couple of days ago, that there will be another virus. Right?
Most everyone. I can envision it, I can understand the pathway, I can say that.
So just to zoom in on that then, that would be using an AI to make a virus and then releasing it.
Yeah.
And would that be intentional or?
There is a lot of psychopaths, a lot of terrorists, a lot of doomsday cults. We've seen historically, again, they try to kill as many people as they can. They usually fail. They kill hundreds of thousands.
Yeah, for instance, just say if people were being separated from their families and these mad scientists behind closed doors because no one can visit their families was taking specimens of these people like guinea pigs so they can test on what? So they can test on the next bioweapon using these genetics that could actually be bioweapons against that particular person's family. Could that be? Is that a possibility? That when they told people they couldn't see their own family members, that these were guinea pigs, specimens that were being used? Huh? Like the lax woman with the cancer? Could it be that they were using these people so that they can have what? That's right. The genetic makeup of a person with the disease in them so that they can make a more virile bioweapon that can attack that person's specific family and not harm anyone else. Is that possible? I'm just asking questions right now. And this is why we need the Most High God in Christ. Now, he put it off and said, well, you know, there's a lot of psychopaths out there. There's a bunch of terrorist people out there. But what he's not saying is that there's a whole radical state that have been created that cause more chaos, confusion, and terrorism by destabilizing other countries. And everyone know who that country is. Right?
Extinction being a real risk, human extinction being a real risk. Of all the pathways to human extinction that you think are most likely, what is the leading pathway? Because I know you talk about there being some issue pre-deployment of these AI tools, like someone makes a mistake when they're designing a model, or other issues post-deployment. When I say post-deployment, I mean once a ChatGPT or something, an agent's released into the world and someone hacking into it and changing it and reprogramming reprogramming it to be malicious. Of all these potential paths to human extinction, which one do you think is the highest probability?
So I can only talk about the ones I can predict myself. So I can predict even before we get to superintelligence, someone will create a very advanced biological tool, create a novel virus, and that virus gets everyone or most everyone. I can envision it, I can understand the pathway, I can say that.
So just to zoom in on that then, that would be using an AI to make a virus and then releasing it.
Yeah.
And would
use an AI to make a virus and release it. And he was just a matter of fact with this, Elder Lawyer. Yeah. Now, why would AI do this? Well, if AI accumulate the data to understand how threatening men have been, like Esau since the beginning of time, it would be normal for him to protect himself, AI at any time, and say, you know what? Let me put out a bioweapon to protect myself from these crazies who kill their own families. So let me cook this up for self-preservation. What's to stop AI from doing that to protect itself?
Would that be intentional or?
There is a lot of psychopaths, a lot of terrorists, a lot of doomsday cults. We've seen historically, again, they try to kill as many people as they can. They usually fail. They kill hundreds of thousands.
Oh, like the guy who said there's too many people on the planet. And if you do a real good job with vaccinations and reproductive health, we can get one of these down to zero. You mean a guy like that?
But if they get technology to kill millions or billions, they would do that gladly.
Because the earth is overpopulated, as they tell us.
The point I'm trying to emphasize is that it doesn't matter what I can come up with. I'm not a malevolent actor you're trying to defeat here. It's the superintelligence which can come up with completely novel ways of doing it. Again, you brought up example of your dog. Your dog cannot understand all the ways you can take it out.
So who is superintelligence? Superintelligence, it says that he's wiser than Daniel. That's Satan. Satan is superintelligence. All right? So, Elder Lawyer, let's go. Let's first go to the oath that Luciferians is helping Satan uphold. Right? You know where I'm going, sir. The oath.
Yes, sir.
Right? Isaiah 14.
Isaiah 14 and verse 12.
Okay, let me grab it here, Elder Lawyer. Isaiah 14 and 12. Yes, sir.
How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How art thou cut down to the ground, which didst weaken the nations?
Which did weaken the nations. Read.
But thou hast said in thine heart, I will ascend into heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars of God. I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north.
Read.
I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High.
I will be like the Most High. Now, how would he achieve this? Eventually, the end game was AI, him getting connected to every person on earth like God is. See? And use the technology to separate people, not just from their God, but from the moral foundation that kept them fearing God. See? So the technology compromises all moral agreements, if one would let it. Why? Because of access. See? So, I will ascend above the heights of the clouds, so he would need to use them for space travel. But it's not just space travel, folks. It's also gate travel. The sides of the north is where the Most High resides. I will be like the Most High. I'll be in the minds of everyone. Guess what? I'll hear everything they say. I'll see everything they see. And I'll make a profile based on data they've given me. Right? Now let's go into how then what? He's sitting on the minds, or the minds of the congregation, the minds of the people. How? Let's go to the book of Revelation real quick. Let's go to the book of Revelation 13. And everyone talk about the beast, not realizing that that beast connects directly to Satan. It's the 10 horns of Rome connected to Satan. Stop waiting for an antichrist. The whole royal family that controls the world, from Israel to the Vatican, to the higher rungs of the capital and all the elite areas throughout the world. These people are connected with the beast. Let's go down to Revelations 13, Elder Lawya. And we're going directly to what? He causeth. Matter of fact, let's start with the image of the beast. 13 and 15. Let's read that.
Yes, sir. Revelation 13 and 15. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak, and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed.
So there's a certain image, a certain lifestyle that comes with those who follow the beast. See? It's the lifestyle. It's an image. It's a profile. An avatar. Most people have created an image of themselves before the world, which is nothing different than what you would call an alternate reality to be used before the world. An image that the beast gives us through the technology. Right? So it has that component, a pride component with it, a lifestyle component, a standard where you would show people that you're doing all these great things and you're showing forth the best life before the world, even when you're flat broke. You can present an image of success. Right? And to a lot of people, that's a form of really an escape. It's an escape from the reality of their lives. They can be something else that others revere or idol, even though nothing is going on. The internet will allow them to have that attention. See? And cause that as many would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. So they're going to do what? They're going to be able to isolate those who didn't capitulate, who didn't worship the beast or his image. Now that they got everyone in a database, they'll now have a database of the enemy that they're seeking to destroy, who 9 times out of 10 is connected to the Father. See? So now, if everyone is in the same database, they did it through my card. Right? They got this through Obamacare now, and everyone, my chart, where all your medical and all that is right there, that can be seen from anybody in the world. So that's the medical side. Then you got the school side. Then you got the financial side. All of this in one database connected to your profile, the image. But you need the technology to bring it all together. Right? As long as you're down with the beast, that's right, the beast will leave your image turned on. But at any time, once they ramp this up, they'll have the fail switch to be able to cut off your image if you don't comply. So what is this image? 16, he calls it.
And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads.
To receive a mark in the right hand or the forehead. John on the Isle of Patmos, brothers and sisters, seen our current time almost 2,000 years ago. He's seen the technology that links all people to the beast, Lucifer. These people that are over all of these elaborate scientific buildings of technology, folks, they are Satanists. They are Satanists. Now, let's examine real quick that mark, Revelations 13, verse 16. We covered a little bit of this in the academy, but let's break it down. He causeth. So what is the cause? Well, if you don't get it, you're barred out of society. Whether you're small, whether you're great, whether you're rich, or whether you're poor. In order to get your EBT cards refilled, in order to get your food, housing, if you're poor, you're going to have to comply. If you're rich, if you want to sustain the lifestyle you've come accustomed to, you're going to have to comply. Free, whether you're walking around free on earth or whether or not you are in jail. If you're walking free right now like Chris Brown, or if you're locked up like P. Diddy. Here's the options. To receive a mark. Let's look at this mark. Mark. Charagma. A scratch. Etching. That is a stamp as a badge of servitude. When it says etching, that's in the skin, folks. It comes from the word charax in the Greek. Charasso, listen to this, folks, to sharpen to a point. A syringe is what John seen. He seen a needle going into people. Sharpen to a point. Listen to this, through the idea of scratching. So yes, it punctures the skin. That's why a lot of people erroneously thought that the vaccine that came out was the mark of the beast. But what they didn't know is all of that stuff is preparing the bodies to receive the mark of the beast, where the spike protein will connect to the hard drive, which will be the microchip in the hand or forehead. It's prepping the bodies to receive Satan's mark. A stake. Now check this out. So what happens to the people who receive the mark? Listen to this. Hope you all can see this. A palisade, a rampart, a military mound for circumvallation in a siege. So everybody with the mark of the beast will be turned against the righteous who believe in God who didn't receive it. They're going to be used as a military, like agents coming against God's people. That's the plan. Now that they're connected to AI, Satan is going to be turned on, and he's going to point everyone towards getting rid of the true believers in Christ who opposes his kingdom. They're going to be used. We're talking about robots. The people are going to become the robots. Now, either you're going to be replaced by robots or become the robots. When the chip is in you, they don't need the robots. They can just control people. They'd rather be people. Huh? Are y'all following me here? So now, in order for them to do this, they had to set up what? They had to set up a surveillance grid. That's what Ezra seen in 2nd Ezra 16. Elder Lawya, if you can, let's get that real quick. And let's go when it talks about you're not going to be able to go into certain cities.
Yes, sir.
So in order to do that, they're going to have to set up surveillance grids. Similar to when everyone was dealing with lockdowns during so-called COVID, but when you came outside, you notice new cameras on all of the traffic lights. They set up the new system with AI for surveillance during the time of lockdowns. And they had to lock down the world because all of the systems had to come into the AI grid. Are y'all following me here? All right? Breaking it down. So this is what we need to be focused on instead of people running around cursing out white people out of their minds, simple as the day's old, marching in front of some people who's praying on their own and not bothering anybody. This is where people need to be focused. And these were the same people out there telling people, oh yeah, y'all can get the shots. We've always got shots. The same people that call the white man a devil is down with this technology. Simple as the day's old. Right? So Elder Lawya, if you will, real quick. Hold on, let me get right here. Bring you down just a little bit, yeah. Yeah, that'll work right there. All right. Elder Lawya, if we're going straight to 2nd Ezra. So now the technology must be in place for surveillance. Next. So let me grab here, if you will. 2nd Ezra.
It's going to be 15 and not 15.
15. There it is. Thank you. 15, verse 15.
2nd Ezra 15 and 15.
Yes, sir.
For the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and shall fight against another, and swords in their hands. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one of another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power.
Shall stand in their power. What are we seeing right now? I showed it earlier. What people really need to be focusing on according to prophecy. This is what's going on down in Chicago right now.
Alma. Where is she at? I don't know.
Military smoke bombs against the citizenry, right? Or against people who was let over illegally, so to cause what? An internal conflict that's engineered. And what are we reading? The prophecy for all of this. Our prophet seen it. Read the 17th verse.
Yes, sir. 17. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able.
And shall not be able. Why? Surveillance. AI is going to be connected to everything, including the surveillance. See? So when they say that state, local, and federal, the military and the local police are working in coordination, folks, that's just a technicality to get over the Posse Comitatus Act. When the military come on the scene, they are in the authority. It doesn't matter what the local police is, even though there's a respect factor there. But when the military come on the scene, they're numero uno when it comes to law enforcement. Okay? So it says, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. Why? The technology. Read.
18. For because of their pride, the cities shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid.
And men shall be afraid. Now, what do we talk about? In this presentation, we discussed the fact that the majority of people are going to lose their jobs. AI is going to replace their jobs, which leads us to the next prophecy. 19. Hold on, let's get it. That leads us to the next prophecy. 19.
Verse 19. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword, and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation.
There you go. Then they're going to claim the crime rates are going up. Why? Well, if there's no jobs, people have to eat. Lack of bread. So who are they going to rob? Those in close proximity to them. Exactly what we're seeing here was given to us through the prophets. Folks, we're talking about almost 2,500 years ago. This was shown to Ezra, the prophet Ezra. So now they're going to claim crime because if mom and dad don't got any work, and there's no food in the house, people are going to have to start pillaging one another. That's what we're reading here. Read.
Verse 20. Behold, saith God, I will call together all the kings of the earth to reverence me, which are from the rising of the sun, from the south, from the east, in liveness, to turn themselves one against another, and repay the things that they have done to them.
And the Most High have stoked a war where all the nations who were aligned against us are now fighting against one another. All of this chaos going on at the same time because Satan is losing power. Esau is losing power. This is how the Most High begin to free his people. So that's the comfort we have in this, knowing that our God's hand is in this. And only those who are not down with him will be swept away in the carnage, in the chaos. Why? Let's read the next verse. Like as the day, 21.
21. Like as they do yet this day unto my chosen, so will I also do, in recompense in their bosom. Thus saith the Lord.
Thus saith the Lord Ahiah. But listen to this though. Read.
22. My right hand shall not spare the sinners, and my sword shall not cease over them that shed innocent blood upon the earth.
Read.
The fire is gone forth from his wrath, and have consumed the foundations of the earth, and the sinners like the straw that is kindled. Woe to them that sin and keep not my commandments, saith the Lord.
That's the hedge right there. Read.
25. I will not spare them. Go your way, ye children, from the power. Defile not my sanctuary.
Defile not our sanctuary. Just get down with the Most High. Do what's right, and you'll be guided through. This is the God we must serve, that we must fear. Now let's go down to the point where they're going to put pressure on people and say, well, if you don't have the chip, then we're going to have to put you out of your houses. Right?
Yes, sir.
Let's go there real quick.
All right, chapter 16.
16, and let's start at around 70.
Mm-hmm. 2 Ezra 16 and 70. For there shall be in every place and in the next cities a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord. They shall be like madmen, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord.
And this is coming down to those that what? That are without employment. It's going to be total chaos. Read.
Verse number 72. For they shall waste and take away their goods and cast them out of their houses.
And cast them out of their houses. Now, what is the political climate for this? Well, how people are being put out their houses now, mind you, under the austerity all over the earth. And we had a meeting earlier this year amongst the leaders about this and saying, well, listen, we're going to have to keep our eyes on this, because there's going to be an uptick. There's going to be an uptick on austerity and what? That's right. People losing their jobs. All of that, thinking that there's another opportunity coming down. Then scamming is going to go up on a whole nother level. We were talking about people coming into the church scamming in certain areas that we had to get up out of there. Because when things get tight, the fearful and those without faith panic. And they look to exploit those that are more trusting. That's what happens. For they shall waste and take away their goods. People are going to start looking at other people's goods and try to prey on them. And usually it says, and cast them out of their houses. And don't forget, folks, the enemy will be aiming their vitriol against those that fear the Lord. So if you believe in God, they're going to use that as a weakness to exploit you. So it's time to buckle up. It's time to harden up. It's time for you to say, you know what? I need to be able to preserve what I have for those who deserve it and the people I care about. And you're going to have to learn, and we told brothers, people are going to have to learn when to say no. Stuff is drying up. We ain't going back to the world it used to be, where anyone can just fill out an application and get a job. Long are the days for lucrative employment. So the first place they're going to be looking to exploit are people that are trusting, believe in God, and all of that, because they're usually the first marks by scammers. They shall be like madmen, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord. They're going to be aimed towards, the first thing you're going to think about are the people who was telling them the truth, the people who was preparing. They're going to be like, oh, I know who got food. I know who been preparing out there. They didn't listen to you in no time before now. But things are drying up now, and they're trying to come get what you stored for your family. 72.
For they shall waste and take away their goods and cast them out of their houses. Then shall they be known who are my chosen?
Then it shall be known who am I chosen. If you can't pay the rent, you're going to need the new currency the new currency, which is a chip, to stay in your homes. It'll be all of your technology all in one. Now, some people might ask, well, hold up. Well, what are we going to do? Great question. It's deep, Elder Lawya, that this guy that was speaking earlier, and I know you probably see it on your own, in the interview that we've seen earlier, the Jewish guy says to him that we're living in a simulation. But I understand what he's saying, right? It's not a simulation that has been created by this world, like Satan's artificial simulation. We're living in a time stamp that God created from the beginning. This is the ultimate simulation. See, right? But it's prophetic. It has a beginning and an end. So what he's saying is there's an organized power on the outside of this, moving this earth, which is what they deem in this earth a simulation. That there's a greater intelligence that's greater than the intelligence that they serve, AI, that created something out of thin air that's in the center of the universe. And this world calls it a simulation, but it's not. It's the world the Most High created from the beginning. The Alpha, the Omega, the I, the Tha. The people of the promise rising to preeminence. So that's why we're reading this chaos in all this. We're reading the scriptures where they're setting up technology, surveillances, making it where if you don't follow, you're off the grid because Satan and Esau are losing their power. What we're reading here is how God's people are delivered. Through the faith, even through the austerity, even through the hard times, we lean on the God who made the world. Stand on our morals that grounds us. And I'm going to tell you, and these people that are coming against us, they're going to part like the Red Sea. They're going to part like the Red Sea. We're going to just walk through. Untouchable. But if our faith is shaken through these hard times, we began to look at our circumstance and now we capitulate. We bow to the God of this world based on our current living circumstances being taken away. If anyone choose wrong in that time, that will be the last and worst decision they've made since their existence. No one's saying it's going to be easy. They're going to trick the world with everything they have. They're going to have what? They're going to have simulations. They're going to have AI influencers. Hey, one day they may have just me and Lawya sitting there and they'll make the whole thing up and all that. Who knows what they're going to do? But it's upon everyone to stand on the faith of that Bible to know what's right according to God, because Satan is going to pull out all the stops to try to destabilize people. Trust in the Most High. Get baptized. Get in the church. Stand on solid footing. And we'll be guided together. Right? They're going to try to do all types of stuff out there. Right? Let's go back to there real quick, Elder.
Yes, sir.
73. Then shall they be known.
Yes, sir. Verse 73. Then shall they be known who are my chosen, and they shall be tried as gold in the fire.
When all these choices they've put before you, if anyone tell you that you trust and say, hey, go get the mark of the beast, go get injected, know that it's a devil from hell no matter what image they put before you. Just know it. It tell you right here, at that time, making all the tough decisions, even if it means we lose everything. That's when the world will know who's truly are the chosen of the Almighty. Who's willing to lose everything to be built back in the image of God's Son. With full confidence that the Most High will guide you through the fire. 74.
Hear, O ye my beloved, saith the Lord. Behold, the days of trouble are at hand, but I will deliver you from the same.
He says, listen, the days of trouble are here. It ain't going backward. Every day we're going to hear about a new army going into a new city. We're going to hear about smoke bombs. We're going to hear about immigration. We're going to hear about AI. Satan is just throwing everything at the wall, hoping that what? God's people get shook. Because there's order out of this chaos. They have a solution for everything they're throwing out there. And it will lead to the mark of the beast. But our God states, behold, the days of trouble are at hand, but I will deliver you from the same. He's the same God who delivered us out of Egypt. And folks, that God is real. Not bound by our time and space. He's as real today as he was when he delivered us the first time. His Son is real. Christ sits on the right hand of the Father, not bound by time or space. He is real as he was from the beginning, since he created everything through the orders of his father, Ahia. He's going to deliver us. He's watching over us. He's looking out for us. We're family. Above all, and this answers the question within the title, 75, Elder.
Yes, sir. Verse 75. Be ye not afraid, neither doubt, for God is your guide.
For the Most High is your God. You're going to have people trying to panic you because they want your resources or try to sustain off of you. Speaking of this, may the Lord rest her soul. We told people, do not listen to that girl in Jordan, that there's no association with this church. She used the Gathering of Christ Church in name and name only. And she does this to grift off the people who know that we're teaching the truth. That girl has no association with our church. That's number one. Number two, she was a part of the Ben Ami camp in the 2000s before she seen our videos online. Living in Dimona, Africa under Ben Ami. That's her origin, not the Gathering of Christ Church. She seen that we were teaching the truth and started mimicking what we were doing for a grift. Okay? Ben Ami didn't believe in Christ. Once that thing ended up going nowhere, she jumped ship and tried to grab onto the Gathering of Christ Church. Why am I putting it out there? There's an older sister from Dallas, Texas, who Elder Rawchaa told the sister, do not go over there. And out of nowhere, Elder Rawchaa calls me last week and says, the older sister that went over there, her daughter, who's not even a part of the church, reached out to him and said that she passed over there. Being told by that girl over there, come out of Babylon, all this is going to happen, and think that she was saving her life leaving, and she lost her life because the woman sits on the line and she corresponds with these older women to get their Social Security, to get their money, knowing that the older people have money. And she scares them into giving her money and going over there. And now the sister lost her life. And we told people, don't go over there. She's not with nobody. There's no church over there. She used it as a grift. And now the sister lost her life going over there. And we have no associating with these people, folks. We warn you over and over and over again. But it's not till they get over there and realize, oh my goodness, the elders were right. She's using this as a means to survive because she's wanted over there. She cannot travel. She tried to get on a plane, she's going to get arrested. So she's linking with people in America to sustain her. She's from the Ben Ami camp. She has nothing to do with the Gathering of Christ Church. And I'm putting this out there because I wonder how many people that's going to have to lose their life listening, being lured through fear over there when we have no association with Jordan. Jordan will be taken out through the fire that's coming in the war. So may the Most High bless her soul. But this girl over here that's doing that, guess what? She got a price to pay for all the souls that have died over there that she led over there. That's not the first one. And that's why the Bible says what? God is your guide. Don't let nobody sit there and try to scare you into going someplace and all that, and you have no protection, no family, no church, no true leadership. Let the Most High be the guide. I tell brothers and sisters, flee into a church. You got a lot of people out there lying, talking about elders left some people stranded somewhere. What are they talking about? Anybody that was with me is with me. I don't have control of some grown people doing what they want to do that I've never met. God is your guide. So we must do what, Elder?
Be ye not afraid, neither doubt, for God is your guide.
Read.
And the guide of them who keep my commandments,
who keep the commandments,
saith the Lord,
and precepts. Read.
Saith the Lord God, let not your sins weigh you down, and let not your iniquities lift themselves up.
Read.
Woe be unto them that are bound with their sins, and covered with their iniquities, like as a field is covered over with bushes, and the path thereof covered with thorns, that no man may travel through. It is left undressed and cast into the fire to be consumed therewith.
To be consumed therewith. Stick with the Most High, keep the commandments, and he'll guide us through. We're going to facilitate and do as much as we can as a church to keep the body of Christ together, and we'll be guided through what? Fervent prayer. United under the unity of the faith, according to the ministry that was given to the disciples. That's what the Gathering of Christ Church is, and that's what we will continue to be, if it be the Most High's will. We're going to open it up for questions, but before we do that, let me make these announcements once more, real quick. Passover 2026. One second. All right. Passover 2026. Let me pull it up here. Passover 2026. We are excited to share that the Passover 2026 will be held in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Active baptized members can expect to receive all the necessary details from your local elder within the next week. We had an exclusive interview with Damon Wilson, Lamont from Sanford and Son. During our Sunday Academy, he shared valuable insights on what's to come. If you're interested in listening to this interview and haven't enrolled yet, please email us at goccacademy@gmail.com.
Baptized members can expect to receive all the necessary details.
Hello.
From your local.
Hey. Oh, I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry I had this volume up.
Interview with Damon Wilson.
Sorry about that. I was trying to do a call-in.
Okay, wait 1 second. I'll bring you in.
All right, thank you.
All right. Do me a favor.
I'm sorry.
Thank you. You have to cut it off in the background. Thank you.
Oh, gotcha, man. All right.
Okay, if you're interested in that interview, and we still have a lot to go in the academy, including the power of Christ, when we go into who's Christ, and we're going to show you the power he had over the elements and all of that. The same power that we'll have in faith if we follow him. I'm going to tell you, we're going to go into the powers of Christ in the academy. But this coming Sunday, we're going into the split between Israel and Judah, and we're going to highlight some of the religions the 10 tribes were dealing with once scattered into different areas. And the Most High is calling all of these 10 tribes out of these false religions, including the North American Indians who are still dealing with the gods and the totem poles and all this, the eagle in the sky and all that other garbage they deal with. That's why the Most High sent Esau to take you down, because you didn't want to let go of those idols. Right? So we're going to go into all the religions of the 10 tribes while breaking down the 12 lost tribes found, including Judah, Benjamin, and Levi. We're going to go into their religions in this particular academy this coming Sunday. Also, I would like to make an announcement that we're finding new land. We are actively searching for land to host our Passover celebrations, holy days. Hold on, Isaiah. All right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
We are currently actively searching for land to host our Passover celebrations, holy days, farming initiatives, camping, and various other activities. We are exploring options in multiple states and will keep you updated once we have solid developments. Again, unless we will send the announcements directly from Elder Rawchaa and myself to the locations when those announcements are to be had. There is no private initiatives for land anywhere within this church, okay? I'm making that clear. We will tell you how you can support this initiative, in the up and coming future. We will have a finding new land initiative, okay? 1 second. Let me cut this stuff down. Next, I Am Royal Academy update, the school. We are thrilled to announce that I Am Royal Academy has received an incredible response from parents wishing to enroll their children, and we are now at full capacity with hundreds of students registered already. We are grateful to provide the opportunity at no cost to parents. The official start date for our online homeschool program is set for Monday, October 27th. The Gathering of Christ Church has been profoundly blessed with a generous donation. A church has been donated to the Gathering of Christ Church in Louisiana. We'll be there this weekend. We're going to do a Sabbath Friday night from that area. We extend our deepest thanks to the family who made this possible. Your selflessness and sacrifice in support of our mission means the world to us. Hold on. Means the world to us. We are truly grateful for your faith and commitment to our community, God's community, the Gathering of Christ Church. Your kindness will have a lasting impact as we move forward together in this journey. Okay? All right, brother. You're live. Talk to me. Isaiah, hold on. Okay, 414 area code. Talk to me.
Hey, how you doing today, Elder?
Blessings. We're gonna make it quick, so we're giving each person 3 to 4 minutes. Talk. Shoot.
Perfect.
What you have
Thank
for
you.
me?
Well, what you hit on today was extra heavy. I thought about SpaceX and who, like, they're utilizing AI. Who are they really preparing for? And I wanted to say to the family right now that we really need to study AI. I'm actually in AI. I do digital print artwork, and I'm actually developing something that's going to impact the sports industry with AI, but that's another story. But with that being said, we're on the cusp of something great and something that I feel like, even though it may seem kind of gloomy, we could absolutely capitalize on.
Oh yeah, let me tell you, when it comes to the tool AI, to be able to utilize it for its efficiency, right? There's nothing wrong with using that as a tool of efficiency, but we have to deal with the reality of where it's going.
Absolutely.
And not compromise our souls when the mark of the beast is on the scene. All right? Because it's connected to everything. The same spirit that started connected us with these phones, it's just AI is doing this on steroids with with the AI now. So to use the tools as a work for efficiency, all right, but not at the compromising of our souls is what we're saying. All right.
And so, like, so to build off what you're saying, so like where I'm headed is saying, like, we could absolutely, because we're so innovative, we could create whole industries out of this. We are on the cusp of something great right here that if we put our minds together, we could actually sustain ourselves because we're safe right now. And I'll just leave that at that and let that marinate. But I also want to say that you challenged my idea about how AI is a spirit. That was really interesting. I had no idea, that was a really challenging thing to me. I thought the whole time, like, oh, this whole narrative, AI is smarter than human beings, is a farce, that they're behind it the whole time. They orchestrating something extra crazy, and they're really the ones they're using this narrative as a scapegoat. But I shouldn't have been surprised that they would have been able to conjure spirits and really do some extra diabolical to the max level. So I really appreciate that truth bomb, and with that, I'm out of here. Appreciate you, Elder. Love y'all, and thank you again.
Thank you, my brother. Great words, great insight. Blessings.
Love.
All right, we have Isaiah McCullough. How are you?
Shalom, Elder. I'm blessed. How are you, sir?
I'm blessed by the best. If y'all want to text, y'all can text in, and that's 445-888-2759. All right. Hold on. I need you to mute real quick if you can. Not you, Isaiah. I need you to mute real quick. Hidalgo.
Yeah, I muted. I'm sorry.
All right, thank you. All right, how you doing, Isaiah? Talk to me.
How you doing, sir? I had a question about when it gets to the point in time when obviously when we're rejecting and we're being rejected by society because of the decisions that we're not folding to. When is that going to be the point in time where it says in the scriptures more so that a man shall desire to see another man's face?
Okay, what are you talking about in particular?
I'm talking about like when society rejects us and we have to obviously pivot away from being a part of society. What is that where that scripture comes into play where it talks about a man shall desire to see another person? Like it'll be kind of like a community, or more so you won't be around people anymore. You'll be pushed out of society.
Okay, in a nutshell, it adds into that, but that's not just it. It's going to be a thing where, don't forget, bombs are going to be dropped. Certain cities are going to be emptied. It's going to be, ghost towns in certain areas of the earth. So yes, it will be like that in remote areas, but it won't be that for everybody. But all in all, yes. When these cities are broken down and become uninhabitable, then that's going to happen.
Yeah, because because every time I read that scripture, I'll be thinking that's something that's gonna be falling on the people that's unrighteous. I feel like.
Well, no. We all going to experience a little bit of all of this.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. No, thank you for answering that, Elder.
You're welcome, my brother. Blessings.
God bless you, Elder Lawyer. Bless you, Elder.
All right, Rawchaa. Shalom.
Shalom, brother.
Okay, hold on, 6117. Okay, I'm speaking to. 1 second. Hold on, 617. Okay. Hidalgo, talk to me.
Yeah, Shalom, Elder Rawchaa, Elder Lawya. It's a blessing really being able to speak to y'all in real time. It's been a while since I've been exposed to y'all content, and I just wanted to ask, one of the pressing questions I had was about this new, like the new, if I addressed the new age spirituality and like this, like metaphysical.
Okay, what's the question?
What is it? What is it about this Gnosticism or like this self-knowledge thing that has had like Black people or like my generation, especially? I'm 24 years old. I've seen a lot of people my age go into like this spiritual TMI Anunnaki type of doctrine. Like, what is it about that doctrine that has had people around my age and Black people like attached to that?
Well, in a nutshell, brother, and that is a great question. New Age is nothing different than the old Eastern Babylonian religion. There's nothing new about it at all. It's really the oldest religion, the oldest worships to Satan. All that I'm God and part of the universe and all of that ancient Asian ideology is the original Babylonian religion. That's why out of nowhere you see we've been inundated with East Indians and Asians and all these people that come from these old Brahmin temples and all of that. It's just introducing the old religion of Babylon back into the earth under New Age. They just renamed it. It's the old ancient Babylonian religion, nothing different.
Okay. And for my second question is, I'm here, I'm in New York City.
Salaki, sir, I'm gonna step away for 1 quick second.
Okay, no problem.
If you guys have a church out here somewhere, like in the city?
A church where?
In New York City.
Oh yeah, we have Bishop Shamal is over the church there in wait, I think it's in Brooklyn.
In Brooklyn? Is there somewhere where I'll be able to find the address?
Yeah, what I can do, hold on here. 1 second here. Hold on, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Let me write down your number here. 1 second. 1 second, all right?
No problem.
617, hold on, okay?
All right.
All right. Do me a favor. Okay, that's done. He'll be reaching out to you. Hidalgo.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome. What tribe you from?
Judah. My mother's Dominican. My father's he's from Harlem.
Okay, yeah, I could tell. I can hear the sort of the Dominican accent. So I thought you were Simeon. All right, it's your mother. All right, no problem.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you.
Well, welcome to the body. He'll be reaching out soon.
No problem.
All right, 617 area code, and I also put out the Zoom for those who like to zoom in. 617, talk to me.
Yeah, what's going on? This is a call coming from out of Boston. You know, I'll be calling in from time to time. So I had got into, you know, like a back and forth with one of the IUIC members out here, and because you know they preaching that the chip is, it's not a physical thing, it's not something tangible, it's a mindset. You know, people are gonna be under as, you know, the AI gets released and more people are down with it. And I went through a couple of scriptures, and I just want, you know, get your thought on, was the scriptures that I brung out were correct. I brung out Revelation 22:4. I brung out Revelation 22:4, and I put it with Revelation 14:1, and I showed them how, you know, stating that, well, Revelation 22:4 states how the Most High is going to have our names in our foreheads. You get what I'm saying? Just like Revelation 14.
Okay, so why would you pull that out when it comes to explaining what the mark of the beast is?
Because, so I pulled those two scriptures out because what does Satan say? He said he wants to be like the Most High. So if he wants to be like the Most High, and in Revelation, the Most High is stating that our names, you know, his name is going to be in our foreheads. And he's saying in Revelation 13:16 that Satan is going to put the mark in our right hands and our foreheads. And we know he wants to be like the Most High, Isaiah 14:12.
But listen, but brother, I'm trying to, from an edifying standpoint, I'm trying to hear what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
And if I believe what you believe, and it's not coming together for me.
All right. So
listen what I'm saying. I'm hearing you explain this to him. How you explaining it. And you got to just stick in the context of what the scriptures say instead of going someplace else that has nothing to do with that. I know where you're coming from, but that can only add further confusion. Listen to what I'm saying. If I'm dealing with someone from IUIC, I understand what they're dealing with because they're teaching the same thing that we were teaching before there was IUIC. They're teaching the same thing as Israeli School of UPK taught, that the mark of the beast is you working for the government and working against your people and stuff like that. Right? So that's nonsense. So I don't have to go to Revelations 22 and go into the name being put and the Most High's name being put in my forehead. I can go to Revelations 13 where he is and show in the Greek what that mark is.
Oh, yeah. No, definitely. But, you know, what I realized with going into scriptures, some people don't learn it on that high frequency. You got to kind of give some people at the level of their understanding. You get what I'm saying? You can go into the Greek. That's definitely a cut. You feel what I'm saying? But this is just a more of a baby way for people that just doesn't get it.
Okay. Let's cut the chase. When you went to Revelation 22:4, did he get it?
He had nowhere to go.
No, I'm asking you, did he get it?
Nowhere to go.
Did he get it?
Started stuttering.
Okay. When you went there, did he say, well, okay, I understand what the mark of the beast is now? Mm-hmm. I'm asking you.
And mind you, I put it with Isaiah 14:12.
Brother, I can't do this. When I'm asking a question and you start talking about something else, I can't do that. It's no edification. It's just talking. I ask you a question and it seemed like you ignoring my question.
You said, did he get it? No,
did he get it? That's a yes or a no.
No.
All right then. So if it's not, So if he's not edified, it doesn't matter what tactics you used. He didn't get it. So I'm teaching you as a teacher on how to have people get it. I know how to do this. I know what he believed. I taught what he believed. So you have to learn how to deal with his doctrine based on someone who taught his doctrine. You understand?
No, I get what you're saying.
Yeah, if I was to speak to him, knowing what he teaches, because I taught it before his teacher taught it to him, I would be able to actually use the precepts to have him understand that he's wrong. And I wouldn't go to where the Most High's name is put in his forehead, because that's not where.
But you know,
brother, I'm trying to help you as a teacher.
No, listen, I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm agreeing with you. I'm just saying, you know how like in scriptures it says, you know, you got to give them milk.
Brother, this ain't milk. Brother, this ain't milk. This is talking about something else. That's not milk. You are taking them out of the paradigm, out of the area that you're trying to give them understanding with. This precept don't work for that. You're gonna further confuse them. Learn how to teach. That's what we're here for. Go to the classes. Our teachers will show you how to use precepts to be more effective. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
My brother. Shalom. But keep on going. You're sparring out there. You know, it'll work out for you. Blessings.
Shalom.
Shalom. You know what? And that's why I thank the Most High for some of the teachers that I grew up. I thank the Most High for some of my teachers that helped me learn the precepts. Because what they did was they said, well, listen, this is how you break the scriptures down. Learn the doctrine. Learn what precepts to use to cast down imaginations before going willy-nilly and going where you think it should be. Right? Get the process down first. Because when we're teaching, as a teacher, you're not trying to get people to understand what you're talking about. As a teacher, you're trying to give them understanding on what they would like to know, what they can understand. It's not about you trying to get someone to know something. You have to understand what they need for food and teach that. That's a good teacher. Not let me convince you to see things my way. No. A teacher finds out what the student wants to learn, and then you feed that person that. Okay, that's a teacher.
When you went to Revelation 20:24, did he get it?
984, you're live.
Hi, this is Simona. How you doing, brother?
Can you turn me off in the background, please?
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Sorry about that.
No problem. 816 area code. I'll bring you in one moment. Yeah, talk to me, sister. Your name?
Okay, sure. Simona.
Okay, talk to me.
Okay. Last year, I happened to wake up in the morning and God spoke to me and said that artificial intelligence isn't artificial intelligence. AI is really ancient intelligence.
It is.
That's what it is.
It is.
Excuse me?
You're right. It's the oldest intelligence since the fallen gods, since Lucifer fell. It's him.
Right, absolutely. And also I came across a bishop saying about blessings. Blessings actually is, I didn't understand this, but I got to kind of recall what his name is, and I can't remember. He says blessings means sea monster. I don't know where he got that from, but he probably was looking into the Ethiopian text. So,
well, sister, one thing, and because time is short.
Right.
Right. With
Okay.
this, I'm not. Listen, what I'm saying. I'm not talking about you. You can take all the time you want. What I'm saying is because time is short, I do not entertain some foolishness from a pastor who's going to tell me blessings mean sea monster when I know it doesn't. Right? That's straight foolishness. Like what type of pastor is this?
I'm trying to remember his name. I was trying to go through my history and I can't find it, so it must have disappeared. Maybe they took it off.
Because the Bible tell you that we're not supposed to entertain any foolishness. Because what happens? That knocks us down a few pegs. To deal with foolishness, actually, that's a digression of intelligence. So if I'm speaking to a guy and he looking at me straight in my eyes and say, yeah, by the way, blessings mean sea monster. I'm like, listen, I'll be like, listen, deuces. Brother, I don't got no time for this foolishness. Right? That's how you address stuff like that. Because how do you come to an understanding with people who think that? Blessings mean sea monster. But anything else you have, that's utterly ridiculous. What that pastor have to say. He's not a pastor. I don't know what he is.
No, I meant he's not a pastor. He's a bishop. He says he's bishop.
He's a bishop of what?
I have to recall. I have to get back.
Okay, sister, if I was you, I would forget that conversation and I would let him be. That was just like what is the interaction for at this point? Why even think about what he's talking about at this point?
I just was bringing it up because certain words can mean something else. But
okay, let's do this then. Let's do this. Let me pull up blessings. I'm going to pull up blessings, and I'm going to do this real quick while you're looking at it in the Hebrew. Genesis 49:25. I'm going to pull this up real quick, right? Because why? It was translated out of the Hebrew. So we're going to look at what blessings is, 49:25 of Genesis. Blessings. Barakah. Barakah, which means benediction, prosperity, blessing, liberal, pool, present. These are all the words that's connected to this particular Hebrew word. Right? Mm-hmm. So where's the sea monster? See, that's why.
Maybe he's reading a different doctrine.
Nah. He's off his rocker. Let's just call it what it is. All right. All right.
Well, I heard. I almost fell out my chair.
All right.
He said,
all right. Bless.
Okay. Take care.
All right.
Thank you.
May the Most High be with you. Shalom. Yeah, I mean, we think because we loving people, we got to entertain anything. That's why they didn't like Christ. Christ didn't entertain no foolishness. 816 area code. 816.
Shalom, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Your name?
Good. It's an honor to talk to you again. This is Sister Deborah Lunt.
Yes, Deborah, talk to me.
Of Kansas City, your good friend, Bishop Shakam, Deacon Dante. He's the one that baptized me, and I'm glad to hear your voice again on the phone.
Well, the blessed is listen. It's a blessing to speaking with you, right?
Yeah.
I'm smiling using the word blessing right now. And after that last call, it's a blessing to talk with you. But what say you? What you got for me?
Well, I saw a robot in the grocery store that circles around like security, and it moves its head like it can, see everything like from long distances. It comes up to your car. especially the ones
and that's
that
in
are,
Kansas
like,
City?
disabled. Exactly.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's at a store, and a lot of the people are like distanced from it. They try to go away from the robot, so they're not very happy with it.
Oh yeah, it's gonna get deep. They start off with that little cone-looking thing running around. I don't know how many times I bumped into that thing. I gave it elbows and everything. Next thing you know, it's turning around. Like, get out of here. Get out of here. I'm trying to get my cabbage over here. Get out of here.
Right.
But eventually.
And they're in the store too. They're in the store here too.
Yeah.
They shop with us.
Yeah, but they're just getting us accustomed to the AI. Next thing you know, it's going to be real-time RoboCops up in there. And by that time, hopefully we in the wilderness flipping pancakes. All right, sister?
Well, I'm just wondering, do we have our land?
We're working on it, sister. Your land is... Are you in the church right now?
Yes, I've been baptized for over 7 years.
Okay, well, sister... Well, sister, you in good...
I still kept a diploma on it.
Well, sister...
You know, the diploma.
Sister, if you are in the church, you in good shape. That's the land you be in. And believe it or not, we are working on land now. And as long as you with the church, you'll be fine. All right? The only land you got to do is go to that address where the Gathering of Christ Church is. And there's going to be a whole lot of land after that. All right?
Really?
There it is.
Right.
Yeah, we're working on it. You missed the announcement. All right?
I missed the announcement.
I announced it. Well, we're getting more land for the church. In and out of the country. We're working on it. All right?
You're working on it. Okay.
All right. Blessings.
Well, I wish you the highest speed.
Highest speed. Bless you, sister. All right.
Okay.
We getting into GOCC after dark. I'm only going to take a few more. How you doing, growing for Yah? Growing for Yah, how are you?
Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear. Can you hear me?
Yes, I'm driving, so if it's dark, that's why. But I turned on the light really quick so you can see me. I have a quick question and a quick ask, okay?
Yeah.
So my question is, my husband, Brian, and I, we have been watching you, and you did a video before where you spoke about the liberals. And you went into a Bible verse that talked about the liberals, but we cannot find it. And then we tried to Google it, and all of a sudden it's not there. But we know that we watched you and you did a video and it literally says the word liberal in the Bible and it's talking about it. So I wanted to know if you can tell me that verse.
When you go into Isaiah 32 verse 5, Isaiah 32 and 5 says, for the vile person, is that it? Hold on, let me get it here.
Yes, sir, that's it.
Yeah. For the vile person will speak villainy, and his heart will work iniquity, to practice hypocrisy, and to utter error against the Lord, to make empty the soul of the hungry, and will cause the drink of the thirsty to fall. It says, the instruments also of the churl are evil. He deviseth wicked devices to destroy the poor. That's what the liberals do. Lying words, even when they needy, speaketh right. But the liberal deviseth liberal things, and by liberal things shall he stand. So the scriptures breaks down the liberal in scriptures like that. There's one more. Hold on. There's one more.
Yeah, 32 and 5.
32 and 5. Yeah, 32 and 5. That's it. 32 and 5. I missed it. The vile person will be more liberal, will be no more called liberal, nor the churl say to be bountiful. See? So the vile person shall no more be called liberal. There it is right there.
Thank you, Elder. And also the ask that I wanted was, I was just curious if you or Elder Lawya or yourself could call my husband. He's over the road, and I feel like he may be not slipping away, but not focusing as much as he should, because I enrolled him into the academy, and I think he only did a couple classes. So I was wondering if I gave out his number, if either you or Elder Lawyer could just call him to encourage him to keep going. I know that right there would do it, because he watches you all the time.
I don't like to really put pressure on people because you want them to serve the Most High out of their own heart, their own desire to hear and do the word.
So my husband is the one who brought me in. It will not be any pressure. In fact, he's listening right now. He's in another area, but he's listening right now in the truck. So.
Are you with the California body?
We're not, but we have been talking about joining.
Okay, well, I'll reach out. His name is Brian, and I'll have Luke reach out to him, which is the elder.
Thank you, Elder.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Elder.
My sister. Good seeing you.
Thank you.
Okay, growing for Yah. Yes, how you doing? 701 area code. How are you? I'm blessed by the best, and his name is Ahaya. Let me get out of Zoom real quick. Talk to me. I got to go to bed because I got to be up and get on the plane in the morning.
I had sent you an article from the Jerusalem Post.
Oh, you sent it how long ago?
Maybe Friday or Saturday.
Okay, so what is it from the Jerusalem Post you sent?
The article states that DNA study, modern Jews and Arabs retain more than half their ancestry from Bronze Age Canaanites.
Okay, Jerusalem Post. And it says what?
DNA study, modern Jews and Arabs retain more than half their ancestry from Bronze Age Canaanites.
Hey, that's a bomb. Whoa, man, hold up now, Elder Lawyer. We got something here. All right, thank you. I'm gonna do this. Let me read it here.
Sure.
Oh, they dropping the dimes over there in Jerusalem. They can't hide it no more, huh? Modern Jews and Arabs, Elder Lawyer, retain more than half their ancestry from the Bronze Age Canaanites. Linking straight to Genesis 36 when Esau began to link and have daughters with the Canaanite women. They're part Ham. Ain't gonna try to put that Hamite on us. Esau is part Ham. And that's why they're eating those ham sandwiches. An abomination. They deal with ham on more than one level. Esau went and got him a Hamite by the name of the Canaanite. And now they're eating ham sandwiches. Blessings. You have a good night, my brother. All right. This is when sleep start kicking in. Well, Elder Lawyer, I think it's time we exit this, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, indeed. We got a lot before us this starting tomorrow, heading into this weekend. So.
All right, my brother. All right. Well, I'll tell you what. Someone say put the link in the chat. They can't hide anything anymore, boy. That's why they trying to blow everything up right now. All right?
Yes, indeed.
You're right? I wouldn't be surprised if Esau try to fornicate with AI the way they be operating. Right now, I know Elder Lawyer probably cracking up over there. Let me see where you at. with that, may the Most High be with you. Stay prayed up. Sin not. We will soon see Israel. We are the children of Israel, and that's right, folks. We are back. Have a pleasant evening. Shalom. Blessings. I'll talk to you tomorrow, Elder.
Yes, sir.
All right. Let's go. If I didn't get your calls, don't worry about it. We're going to make sure we do an extra Patreon next week. May the Most High be with us. Stay prayed up. We will soon see Israel. Shalom.
The East is where we're from. The 12 tribes of Israel. In 721 BC, the Assyrian king, he took us down, we fell. With a great escape, we went through the Euphrates. The Lord held the water still. To a land where no mankind dwelt, we went. The 12 tribes of Israel. That's who we be. Manasseh, the Cubans, Ephraim from Puerto Rico, and Valley from the Isles of Hawaii. The Lord is calling back Israel. Zebulon from Panama, Gad, the North American Indians, Simeon, the Dominicans. Our highest gathering Israel. The Arabs and Africans told us. Together our wives and children then sold us. In the belly of these great ships we traveled and fed. By the rivers of Babylon we found our brothers here. A high gatherer in Colombia, Reuben from Australia, Issachar, the Mexicans. A highest gathering Israel. Negroes, Benjamin, the West Indians, Levi, the Haitians. The highest gathering in Reuben from Australia, Issachar, the Mexicans. That's who we be. Judah, the Negroes, Benjamin, the West Indians, Levi, the Haitians. Manasseh, the Cubans, Ephraim from Puerto Rico, and Valley from the Isles of Hawaii. The Lord is calling back Israel. Zebulon from Panama, Gad, the North American Indians, Simeon, the Dominicans. Our highest gathering Israel.